Hey, Ramelia. It works. Sorry about that. I've been having technical difficulties, so I set up the live stream on my phone. Yeah, I couldn't pick it up on my computer, and then I redid it again on my computer, only for it to freeze and have issues. And so now we're getting it together. Thank you guys. Peo, what's up, brother? We're Super Bowl champions, baby. So now you can say, like I'm going to, uh, one of the let's see, how can we word it? You're home for your Super Bowl champion, Los Angeles Rams, Pale Time, and the Ramelia Sports Report. What's up, Jay Ramirez? What's up, brother? How you doing? Willie Bone, what's up, man? Emotionally happened. Yes, still. I'm so happy. We're all walking. What's up, Big E? What's up, brother? We're all walking with the pep in our step. We were always proud. But this team, like I said in early videos, you never know what's going to happen. We have optimism and faith, and it was a long journey to get here. We went through so much. So many experts and other fans were talking smack about our Rams, and we knew better. And not that we listened to them anyway, but it was an amazing journey. And so I just wanted to come in here. This is kind of early for us to be talking this way, but we're all happy for the Super Bowl. That's fine. We can talk about that too, because I am very happy. But can we win back to back? Can we repeat? And to put it bluntly, yes, we can. There's no reason why we can't. We're going to come back with most of our core players back. We can win it again. Robert Woods will be back. OBJ most likely will be back. Because he got injured, and we were still able to win. You're never glad when somebody gets hurt, of course, but he probably feels like he has unfinished business. He wants to finish the game and be champion, but who knows? We'll see what happens. But imagine him with the Woods coming back, and Cam Akers for a full training camp, and the plays that McVay and the offensive coordinators can concoct. Beast Ninja 7, what's up, brother? We're the champs. Yes, that's right, man. Crockett still sucks, he says. That's okay. Well, he has other teams, and the soccer team, and I think the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets don't seem to win, so at least, as long as this team he does good with. Pale Times love this team and love this fan base. Yes, Pale. The Rams fan base. That, to me, in my opinion, um, you know, um, uh, uh, the Rams. One of the reasons why the Rams were so desired to come to Los Angeles, besides our history to come back over the Raiders franchise, is because we're a more, in my opinion, don't kill me. We're a more family-oriented franchise, more desired by corporate sponsors. That's my belief. You can have a Monday night football game in SoFi Stadium and not have as many issues. Every fan base has their problems, but that's my opinion. The Raiders are a heck of an organization. The bad blood with Al Davis suing the NFL, I'm sure didn't go over well, but it could have been very easily the Rams on the NFC and the Raiders on the AFC to partner up on the stadium instead of the Chargers, and they could have just bypassed the Spanos family in San Diego. But they didn't, and I think that's one of the reasons why is because of the issues they were afraid of. Roberto Hastings, what's up, brother? He said, "What's good, brother? How's your night going?" Good, man. Thank you. It's better now. I tried 3 times to get this live stream going, and I finally got it going. I had to make a third a third live. The second time it froze. And so thank you guys for bearing with me. Pale Tam says, "I'm predicting we will open the season at home versus the Bills." Oh, that would be awesome, man. I love Josh Allen. That'd be a great test for us. But God bless Matthew Stafford. I'm so happy for him. Big wit. Man, it couldn't happen to better guys. Jared Ramirez says some players could be leaving. Yeah, they will. That happens every year with us, unfortunately. Oh, by the way, I have my mom. I'm not really a big drinker. but my mom bought me this a while ago, or my brother-in-law, this Corona Extra. I didn't have anything in the fridge, so there you go. Rams Corona Extra. Um, Pale says we lost Cowboys, Cards, Niners. Oh, we host the Cowboys, Cards, Niners, Bills. The Cowboys, Cards, Niners, and Bills as playoff teams at home, and Bills is the most makes the most sense to me. Yeah, that does. It really does. What's up, Mike Hoffman? What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. Um, that's going to be an awesome season next year. And Peo, I hope, brother, you can come down, man. You can come in tailgate with me and the rest of the Remelia. Hopefully the Canada issues will subside and you'll be able to come down, and you can come out and we can do a live together, and you eat some carne asada and have good times with Remelia, man. The Raiders are going to be at home at SoFi Stadium. You're going to have another big popular California team like the Niners coming out, and hopefully we'll send them home too with the loss. We should be able to, because they're retooling, but you never know on any given Sunday. Joe Romero says it could be possible if anybody uploads a compilation of our home teams in LA championship winning parts of the 21st century since 2000. Oh, that'd be cool. Let's see. David Bringham, what's up, brother? I'm from Riverside. It's kind of it's between San Bernardino and Orange County or Corona. But yeah, Pale, that'd be awesome, man. I really hope you can come down, brother. And I still haven't sent you your stuff. I was gonna send you. I'm gonna put in some surprises. I'm gonna send it out to you. But God bless you, Peo. You know, you're a good dude, man. I'm very proud of your the way you've interact with our Rams community and Remelia, and God bless you, man. Thank you so much, and you're a very positive influence, and I really appreciate you, man. David Bingham says, "Were you a Rams fan when they were in St. Louis?" Yes. So I was a Ram fan when I was a little kid. My first, it was love at first sight. So when I was a little kid, the Rams were playing in the Super Bowl, and we were at some like an Eagles Lodge, or like a club watching the Super Bowl, and the Steelers and Rams were playing, and there was a bunch of Steeler fans, and there was some Ram fans, and I picked the Rams, and then they were exciting. The Rams had the lead, and they didn't make it, unfortunately. Jack Gimblins playing with the broken fibula, and they fell short. But I followed Vince Ferragamo and the guys, Billy Waddy, Preston Denard, Cullen Bryan coming around the side, fullback. Amazing through the years. But since 1979, I've been a Ram fan. And when they went to St. Louis, I was heartbroken, just like my Remelia brothers and sisters in St. Louis. When they left, we say Los Angeles, but they were actually at that time Anaheim. They were playing at Anaheim Stadium, the Angel Stadium. And so it was very tough for me to not stay a Ram fan, but see that they were St. Louis Rams. So I understand their plight too. So that's why I put my arm around my Remelia brothers and sisters from St. Louis. But yeah, it was loyalty. It was always loyalty over location. We called it. We're still Ram fans. No matter what, no matter where they go, we're always Ram fans. And but yeah, but it was tough seeing our team. Because they would say St. Louis Rams. I remember walking into a sports store looking for a new shirt. You always want to get the latest gear, and it said St. Louis, and you kind of drop your head because you're not used to seeing it. But after a while, we got over it, and it was exciting when they finally got going with Marshall Faulk and trading for Green, the quarterback, and then Kurt Warner comes out of nowhere, and the greatest show on turf. So it kind of subsided but it took a while for us to get going. I remember we had the Rich Brooks years, the 49ers beating us, and it was tough times. Tony Banks, goodness gracious. But yeah, so always loyalty over location, always a Ram fan. But yeah, let's see here. Sorry. Mike Hoffman says, I'm from St. Louis and I was sad about my hometown losing the Rams, but I'm still part of the Ramley. Yes, brother. I didn't see your message. I was actually talking about that right now. That's awesome. Yeah, man. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. My heart goes out to you, man, because I know what it's like to lose your team. Uh, it's a business. You guys put your blood, sweat, and tears into the team, and somebody else makes decisions that are out of your control. Um, they're trying to rebuild the fan base in Los Angeles because there was a lot of bad blood um, when Georgia took the Rams, and then when we won the Super Bowl. I'm going to just let you guys in on it. A lot of us, like OG, original Ram fans, like to say the lady who shall be nameless, because it's one thing. Okay, she took the Rams to her hometown and they won the Super Bowl. And on stage, instead of saying, to all the Ram fans all around the world, rejoice or whatever you want to, she says, "Oh, I knew I made the right move," something to that effect. Moving to St. Louis, and we were like, "Really?" So we were still happy that we won, but it's kind of like a knife in the side, it was always loyalty over location. So my heart goes out to you, man. You know what? You'll always be a Ram fan. Don't worry. You are part of the Ramelia, part of the Ramley and Ram family. But yeah, I understand exactly what you feel. And he says, "Yeah, man, the greatest show on turf was awesome." Yeah, man, we left some rings on the table too. That team should have had at least two, maybe three rings. I mean, boy, I wish Dick Vermeil was a calming influence to Mike Martz, and if Dick Vermeil would have stuck around, we would do end arounds on the 5 yard line, and it was, I love Mike Martz, but there was some plays like McVay. Sometimes you're like, wait, hold on now, fella. But I really think that we were kind of undisciplined in a lot of ways, and Dick Vermeil being gone. Mike Martz was a great coach, offensive mind, kind of like a Shanahan, but not really a great head coach. And he reminds me a lot of Shanahan in that effect. And I think we left one or two rings on the table at the very least with those teams. We should have even got one with Mark Bolger, but it is what it is. But it was a great time to be a Ram fan. Um, let's see. Willie Bones. So I have been a loyal fan of the LA Rams since the 60s with the fearsome force and Roman Gabriel quarterback. Yes, Roman Gabriel, the fearsome force, and amazing. George Allen too as coach. Amazing. I got to say this. Mike Hoffman says, "Yeah, we seriously left rings on the table." Yeah, we did. I got to say this. A lot of people don't talk about it. It's all about Super Bowls. Um, in this era. But what if your grandfather was a Ram fan back in the day? Let's just say that. Like my brother, he's a young man, but Willie Bowen says he's been a Ram fan since the 60s, right? Well, what if somebody older than Willie was a Ram fan in the 45 and 50s, right? And you have these people say, "Oh, well, that wasn't a Super Bowl. Those world championships don't mean anything." What are you talking about? So the 1945 Cleveland Rams won an NFL championship, and just like the 27 Yankees or the Minneapolis Lakers championships still count, so does that. So that's one ring. If you were an elder statesman Ram fan and you were alive to see that team win, that's the championship. That was the holy grail back then. So that's one championship. 1945 Cleveland Rams. That's one. Then the Rams moved to Los Angeles, right? 1951, they win the championship. All these records are set. The first team to have playoffs televised, all their playoffs televised. The first team to have their home games televised. The first team to average over 30. Sorry, that's my dog's barking. The first team to average. Hey, okay, guys. Sorry. The first team to average 30 some points. I might have it wrong. It might even be more. On and on. The 1951 Los Angeles Rams were the first pro franchise to win a championship in Los Angeles before the Lakers and before the Dodgers. And so, that's two rings. And then you have the 1999 Super Bowl champion St. Louis Rams. Hold on. I'm sorry. Somebody's coming in the door right now. So that's three rings, one in Super Bowl and two NFL championships. And then now here's the second championship in Los Angeles, the 2000 21 Los Angeles Rams win the Super Bowl. So we have 4 rings technically. But what I said, you can go in a time machine, and from 1937 we were established, the Cleveland Rams. 19 That's the only decade that we didn't get to a championship. And then in the 40s, we won the championship in 45. In the 50s, we won the championship in 51. In the 60s, as Willie Bowman said, the fearsome foursome, Roman Gabriel, we got to the championship games. They called it something else then, but the 70s, we were in the Super Bowl in 79. In the 80s, we got to 2 championship games with my favorite coach, or one of my favorite coaches, the unsung John Robinson, the winningest coach in Rams history. McVay is coming up upon that. I mean, maybe he passed him. I don't think he has, though. And then the 90s, the Rams won the championship in 1999. 2000s, we get to the championship in 2001. And, now we win the championship. We get to the Super Bowl in 2018. Now we won 2021. So almost every decade of the Rams' existence, you could be Marty McFly and go on a time machine, and you'll see us in the championship at one decade or another. Will Miller, is that you, brother? Oh, man. How are you doing, man? That's my St. Louis brother. We would go back and forth. I'm another Ram fan from St. Louis. I don't care where they play. I'll always be a Ram fan. God bless you, man. I love Will Miller. He's a cool dude. We would go back and forth, St. Louis and LA, rubbing it in. But yeah, so he's a good guy. St. Louis and LA, we would go back and forth, and but we're all Ram fans. We're all Ram family. Ramelia. Willie Bowen says Merlin Olsen, Woody Strode. Yes, Woody Strode. Um, um, Rosie Greer, Fred Hunter Dreyer. Yes. Bill Goldberg, Terry Crews. That's right, Terry Crews from LA Rams who became actors. Will Miller says, those Super Bowls, the Patriots won in the early 2000s were the ones the greatest show on turf. Should have had one. You know what? They should have won. If we would have played the Patriots 10 times, we would have beat them. Sorry, I'm going to get this back on. We would have beat them 9 out of 10. There's no way that that Patriot team with the young Tom Brady, who was wet behind the ears, should have beat us. But you know what? At that time the referees allowed them to play physical, and as soon as we got in the red zone, because we would go and get right to the 25-yard line, 30-yard line, ready to score, and they would hold us and grab us and tackle us before we'd have the ball, and there was no calls. And unfortunately, they kept the score close, and they took us down at the end, and we almost came back and won it. And then they shouldn't even been there, like Mike Hoffman says, the Tuck game. The Raiders, it should have been the Raiders and Rams in the Super Bowl, in my opinion. It should have been. And really agrees. Yes, we are all Ramelia. But yeah, so that that was so. I remember telling my sister, because she's a Raider fan, and I felt bad for her because of the Tuck game. I mean, come on, you're in the snow, right? You can't have perfect conditions, and they're going to call a ticky tack Tuck play that his arm was going forward. Really? How do you see that through the snow? Number one, it was light drizzle snow, and then his arm, in my opinion, was not going forward. It was the motion of being hit. And so they got, that was something else, and that's where those calls came from. Tom Brady is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live, but it's not cool when you're one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live to have one of the greatest coaches to ever play, coaching that team and help, and one of the greatest defensive coaches also, and then also get those refs calls. Look at us. Here's an example. Everyone that saw the Super Bowl remembers, and the refs made mistakes on both sides, but everybody remembers the play with the face mask of Jalen Ramsey where they and they got 7 points, right? So let's say they took that off the board. The game wouldn't have been as close, but we didn't get that call. And even though we're considered the visiting team because of the technical term of that, we're the home team. We didn't get that call, and that's why it gets me mad about that. So I remember telling my sister, don't worry, we'll get revenge for you, right? Because we were like 14.5 point favorites, maybe even better in that Patriots game in 2001. There was no way that I thought we were going to lose unless somebody got hurt. Say Marshall Falk went out, Bruce, but still we should be able to win. Say Kurt Warner got hurt, that's the only way I could see us losing that. And so that's just crazy that we lost that game. We almost came back, but it's crazy. Um, Jerry Remember says it snowed today in Pasadena. Oh, snap. Wow. I got to check that out. That's awesome. Willie Bone says, how about a LA Rams LA versus LA Chargers Super Bowl? That'd be cool. Willie, you know what? Like I've said before on my YouTube channel, I also have Disneyland Dream Keys. And so I go down there all the time with my Rams gear. And I saw a Charger fan. I go, hey man, so you guys are up now, because I had my Rams championship hat in my shirt. And I go, oh, okay, you guys are up now, man. He goes, yeah, man, I hope we can get it. I go, you guys have a good quarterback, man. That's the foundation. And you guys have a pretty good team. So I told him, you guys are up now. And but yeah, Will Miller says, yeah, and I still think there was something up to that Super Bowl 36. Warner, Falk, and Bruce all talked about how they ran plays and hadn't ran all season, and the Patriots knew. Yeah, the Patriots filmed the Super Bowl. That's another thing, it's people were going to take it as sour grapes, but somebody films your practice, and even with that, let me just say it this way: even with them filming their practices, they were so overly matched. Even if they knew our plays, Warner was so good at looking at the defenses, but that's a big advantage. If we would have just did hurry up offense sooner and got them on their, because they implemented a bunch of defensive backs instead of linebackers to be faster and stick with our speed. If we would have just like we did at the end when we caught up, they got tired, did the hurry up offense sooner, and made some adjustments sooner, we would have won that game still. But yeah, I mean, and then Goodell doesn't show the tapes. He destroys the tapes without showing. Gave him a slap on the wrist, and they got caught for other stuff too. But that's just too bad. I mean, the greatest show on turf, Rams, was one of the greatest offensive to ever play in the NFL history, and that's how they did us. That's not cool. They did us like that. Wilmer says also the game-winning field goal. There was 7 seconds. 7 seconds of 48 field goal, 48-yard field goal doesn't take 7 seconds. That's true too, and have no time. The one thing that kills me too is, if you remember, in 2000 we could have went back to back, right? The great Oz Hakeem was hit or miss. We're playing the Saints, and the Saints for some reason have our number, like the Niners have had our number. They always play us tough back then. And so we're coming back, and we have turnovers, and we're coming back. We're going to probably score when we get the ball. And Oz Hakeem drops the ball, and they get it, and we lose, and we're out of the playoffs. It could have theoretically been the Ravens versus Rams, that defense versus the greatest show on turf Rams, one of the greatest Super Bowl matchups in all time. And we probably would have beat them because we had beat them in 1999 because we were too much for them. That would have been a great Super Bowl. So Oz Hakeem making that mistake cost us a chance to get back-to-back Super Bowl. So that's another ring that we could have possibly had, but at least we never, at the very least, we didn't get a chance to see that Super Bowl that never was, the Ravens versus Rams. And then 2001, Tom Brady. Too bad that too bad that he made his debut that year, but it's just the greatest show on turf Rams deserved to at least have 2 rings. It's unfortunate they only got 1, but they were an amazing team. Mike Hoffman says I have every Rams Super Bowl championship hat. Oh, that's awesome, man. I have a bunch from that time too, but I don't know where they are. I put them away somewhere. You know how you put stuff away too good, because a lot of them are white, and so I put them in boxes. I didn't want them to get dirty, and that's awesome though. That's awesome. Those are keepsakes for sure. This hat here, I'm just going to tell you as a Ram fan, this hat here, it's nothing special looking, it's decent hat, but this hat here will always signify that we beat the 49ers in the championship game to get to the Super Bowl that we just won. And it was revenge for the 1989 Rams losing to the 49ers at Candlestick after we had won those wars against the Philadelphia Eagles, Reggie White's Eagles, and Altice Giants. We had beat up offensive linemen, and then we get to go play the Montana-led 49ers at Candlestick, all rested and ready to go. And we still took a 3-0 lead. Jim Everett rears back and was going to take a bomb, throw a bomb to Flipper Anderson at the last minute. Ronnie Lott knocks it out of the air, and then their pressure was just too much. That was the Phantom Sack game. But we had three inexperienced offensive linemen in that game, and they just got to Jim Everett. You can have Charles Haley, and at that time it wasn't like now. Now they even with the great Darren Donald, they babysit quarterbacks now. That was a vicious game. Jim Everett was through two wars before that in Reggie White's Philadelphia Eagles on the road, and the Altice Giants, and then to play the 49ers, still took a lead, was about to take a 10-0 lead, and then all hell broke loose. That offensive line couldn't hold up, and we couldn't keep them off them, unfortunately. But that was revenge for that. So this hat will always be something special. They have a Super Bowl one is the main chip, the main thing, but this hat will always be special because we took out the 49ers on our home turf and got revenge for that game. Jerry Ramirez says, I have a good old friend that moved to San Bernardino 5 years ago, and it's a Chargers fan like his family is. Oh, that's cool. And he's a Charger fan like his family is. Oh, that's awesome. Willie Bowen says, I moved to LA. I need more LA Ram t-shirts and hoodies, men's clothing. Yeah, man, you know what? I seen them today on jcpenney.com. If you type in LA Rams, the pro shop, they have a pro shop. It's not in the store, they're online. I think they're connected somehow to Fanatics and the pro shop. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. I'm gonna right now I'm broke. When next payday, I'm gonna buy a few things. The hat that they wore and the black hat they wore in the celebration, and there's some hoodies and I got my Stafford. I ordered it before the Super Bowl. Win or lose, I wanted them. They're black Stafford and black Aaron Donald jerseys with the Super Bowl patch. Those are coming soon in a couple weeks, so they'll be shipped out. Willie Bone says, I love the royal blue and yellow jerseys. Yeah, man, that's awesome. I wish they had the ram horns on the arm, though, but it's cool. Mike Hoffman says, Mike Martz even said we should have played a hurry-up offense. Yeah, man, I was looking at the game, and I was just like, that's how we started moving the ball, and that's and you get them on their heels. Then Mike Hoffman says Rams could have gotten a three-peat if Warner didn't get. That's right. Kurt Warner would have had a season for the ages. I forgot about that when he hurt his hand. He was looking at over 6,500 yards passing, and amazing team. Will Miller says the Super Bowl 56 had his revenge for the Super Bowl 36. That's right, man. And plus, we took out Tom Brady. And the guy took 2 rings from us and hopefully retired him. So this hat and the Super Bowl hat means a lot to us, all in 1 year. Amazing. Cooper Kupp too. I saw a stat where they were saying, only Jerry Rice and Cooper Kupp have won the Triple Crown and MVP of the Super Bowl. And then the one guy goes, well, wait a minute. Jerry Rice did that in 2 seasons, the MVP and the other stats. Super Cup, I call him Cooper Kupp, did it in 1 season. So there you go. But awesome. Will Miller says, just like the Super Bowl 34 was revenge for Super Bowl 14. Yes, it's always great to get payback. Willie Bowen says, we need a replacement at left tackle. Since yes, that's the thing. I'm going to miss Big Whit, but I'm so happy for him. He's such a great guy. But you know what? Noah Boom played very good. Remember when Big Whit went out, and he played very good for him. So hopefully we'll get a veteran here, draft a couple of guys, and get a little more depth. We need to get a little fat in the ass, though. Pardon my French. We need a little bigger guys with some girth, man, because I didn't like how the Bengals were getting in there, man. That's ridiculous that we couldn't run the ball. Are you serious that we could not get off and run some plays? And I mean, I was like, block! I was like, this like they had 3 Aaron Donalds in there. Like, what the heck's going on? I know our offensive line isn't the best in the league. They're much better pass blocking. And we do have some great guys, but we need a little more girth, a little more strength in the line, man. or we need to have bring in John Robinson as a run consultant and get that run game going. It didn't cost us, but it was ridiculous that we couldn't even get Cam Akers going. They were right in his face. So we won. That's good, but the offseason, we need a little secondary help, and we need some depth and on offensive line. And but yeah, so but yeah, I was getting pissed that we could not run. It's ridiculous. Usually Cam Akers can break an 8, 12, 10-yard run at least, get in there. But they were, props to them. They have a really good defense. Jerry Romero says, any retired QBs that never played in LA. Any Ram retired QBs that never played in LA? Warner. Is that what you're saying, Jared? LA Ram retired QBs that never played in LA. Mike Hoffman says, I think we have sick uniforms. Yeah, they're pretty cool uniforms. I just missed the ram horns, on the arm, but I like the colors though. At least we went back to the colors. I'm not a huge fan of the double, how they broke up the horn. They made like two half moon things. Not a big fan of that, but it's maybe I'm just old. Mike Hoffman says, our old dark blue and gold jerseys were pretty sick, but our current ones are my favorite ones. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, now the navy blue ones, the St. Louis Ram color ones. From what I understand, it was supposed to be a mix of the Cowboys and 49ers colors. And so we have like the gold from the 49ers glory days and the blue of the even though it's not the same blue to me, of the Cowboys, and they mix them together. But that was a rumor back then. Hey, what's up, Grandeur 12? What's up, brother? Oi, Ramelia, he says, man, I just got the notification. Thank you, man. Well, I had some technical issues with my stream. It took me 3 tries to get going, so thank you for finding me, man. I had to redo it. I set it up on my phone, and then my computer wasn't finding it to be here on time, and then I set up another one and it froze. So thank you for finding me. I appreciate it, man. I always, if I ever have a live stream and it doesn't come up, just bear with me for a few minutes, and I will come back on. Thank you, though. Thank you for coming in, brother. Willie Bowen says we need a hog front line like Washington. Yes, man. The Tom Newberries and the Jackie Slaters and Duval Love. Back in the day. What's up? Ready to go? He says, "Go Rams." Thank you for coming in, man. Yes, go Rams. Jerry Romero says when it comes down to the possibilities to winning back-to-back champs with off-season roster changes, trades, and free agency and other stuff, I think it could be difficult. Yeah, we're going to talk about it more, but I just wanted to give the prospect out there. No one's talking about that yet, but just as it is, for sure we know that we have Cam Akers, Robert Woods is coming back, Cooper Kupp is coming back, Stafford is going to be year 2 now, and now he can relax. There's not so much pressure because he's already got the chip. Our offensive line guys will be back. Whitworth will be gone, but Newell filled in greatly for him. Now we know what we need to do on left tackle, get some more, a little more backup. Von Miller and OBJ may come back. The cap's going to extend. We need to figure out what's going on with Darius Williams. He fell off hugely from the year before. And the Robert Rochelle's and guys like that hopefully will come out, but they played better as we went. Jacob Harris tight end got hurt. The other speedster we got wide receiver he'll come to mind, but it didn't look like he wanted to play, man. When we had Deshaun Jackson, I thought he was going to be in there with them causing havoc, and he didn't look like he's a young guy, but maybe he'll pick up and that'll be another weapon. But we have very good guys that are already signed and ready to go. What's up, Wild Man Samurai? What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. He says Rams are absolutely built to win multiple Super Bowls. Yes, veterans will take pay cuts to come play with Los Angeles and McVay. Rams will only get better. Horns up. Yes, brother. And you know what, too? It's funny, we're so fortunate to be Ram fans. I don't want to come off as arrogant and talking smack, and it is what it is. But it's funny that I hear a lot of times it's YouTube, 49er YouTubers or yes, thank you, Willie Bowen, Tutu Atwell. He was a very big disappointment. Hopefully he'll wisen up. He didn't look like he wanted to play, man. If I'm a rookie, I don't care how old I am. At that age, he's young. I want to get in there, man. I'd be like, hey, coach, I'd be a pest. Can I get in there for a couple plays on offense with the number one team? Let me show you what I could do. I'd be in his ear. But he didn't seem like he wanted to play, man. You can't teach speed, and he was a big disappointment. So I hope he's going to be. Right now, he seems like it. A Wildman Samurai says that was a bust, but it's a little early. But yeah, he didn't look like he wanted to play. But I was going to get back to what I was saying. So it's funny that people make excuses. So I see a lot of 49er YouTubers saying, "Oh, well, in California they have to pay that tax, and they can go to Florida and Texas or wherever these other teams, and they don't pay that tax. It's going to be hard to get free agents." And then here's the Rams, at the drop of a hat, Les Snead, the great Les Snead, the boss of GMs. I know people have issues with him too, but he made bad deals in the past with the Gurley contract, and we won't talk about that. But we get free agents, no problem. It's funny because of course we're in Los Angeles. It's a bigger market than San Francisco, but it's funny. I get a kick out of that. How they're making excuses why they don't land big name free agents. Oh, by the way, did you guys see or hear? Let me know what you guys think about this. Did you guys hear or see what Richard Sherman had to say about Stafford? Tell me if you didn't, and I'll go over it right now. Wildman Samurai Atwell is a bust. Yeah, I got that. I hope he's not. I hope he's not. Graduate 12 says Rams need to put my boy Antonio Brooks Jr. Yes, man. That'd be cool. A strong safety. Man, there's a lot of things that we need to do with that back end. I didn't like how we against Deebo Samuel, and I didn't like how some guys were getting passes and they were doing arm tackles. We really need to shore that up. Luckily, we were able to overcome that because our pass rush is so fierce. David Brigham says, how many Lombardi trophies do we have? We have 2 Super Bowl trophies, and then we have 2 more NFL championships. One from Cleveland Rams and one from the LA Rams in 1951. So 4 championships in total. Tutu Atwell, from what I recall, didn't have a favorable draft report. Granger 12 says, yeah, I did. I don't see. I'm a USC football fan, and they were hard to watch, so I didn't really watch too much college. I'm glad we got a coach now, so I haven't really kept up with other guys. I was just looking at his combine speed and what McVay might do with him, but it's all up here too. It's mental. So hopefully he'll learn a lesson, man. But the thing about it is these guys have a ring, right? Because they're on the roster. That's not a bad deal. Willie Bowman says Sherman is an a-hole. Yeah, man. Um, just to let you guys know, so Sherman, he's got a podcast, so maybe he's trying to do the Skip Bayless thing and be outlandish, but there's no read to cream on my boy Stafford. Matthew Stafford's a cool guy. Forget if you don't like him or if you don't think he's that or this, because Matthew Stafford has. Let me just say it this way: he's been in Detroit. They've been bad, or they've been a bad organization. He's proven that he can win. He's that guy. Excuse me. He's that guy. He showed. Look at the fourth quarter drives. He's got the most fourth quarter drives of any quarterback that's active. He's got the most touchdowns in passing. He's got the most passing yards and touchdowns of any quarterback to win his first Super Bowl. Look what he did in his first year. And so everything's good. If he keeps on for the next couple of years and with these stats, he's a Hall of Famer. Okay. And so, but Richard Sherman unloaded on him saying, oh, well, the bar is set low now, talking smack about Stafford. And it's like, come on, dude, really? Why would you do that? Matthew Stafford is not done yet. He could have said something like, oh, well, you know what? I think, and personally, I think he needs to do a little more, just because of the years he's been in Detroit. They didn't win a lot there. in my personal opinion. But he has shown that he can win with the Rams, right? That would have been fine. But he unloaded on him, said a bunch of stuff. You guys can check it out yourself. But I thought he was a classy dude. I actually liked him. I was kind of hoping the Rams would have got him when the Niners got him a while ago, just for some leadership. But I guess we don't want a leadership like that. You're not now though, but a couple years ago when he was available. But yeah, what a punk move, man. I tweeted out to him something and let him have it. I told him thought he was a classy guy, and man, there's no reason to go over Stafford like that, man. Come on, dude. You know, um, I won't be. Deacon Jones was around. He would have been slapping him around. Because when Deacon Jones was around, the great Deacon Jones, he was the guy that was, he was the guy that he would be sitting at this table, and he was with the in crowd, the OG um, Hall of Famers. And he was the guy he would come over to you and he'd be like, "Wow, that was Deacon Jones." Warren Sherman would not. He would not let Sherman get away with that. He would tell him something, especially it being a Ram that he did that to. That's the reason why I say that. Um, let's see here. So let's see. I'm sorry, I let you guys' uh, messages go a little long here. David Brigham says Rams get Quentin Nelson. Oh, not bad. That'd be cool. Willie Bowen, Warren Sapp says Willie Bowen says Warren Sapp, his last name dictates his IQ. Yeah, Warren Sapp's a hater. I've seen him talk about Donald too. Uh, Will Miller says, "I'm glad we got Stafford. I'm glad we got Stafford, a good team." Yes, it was a perfect marriage. Good team, good foundation, good culture, and a great quarterback. Will Miller says, "I always felt bad for him in Detroit." Me too. I always liked him. Anyone, if you probably seen this, but just so you don't know, just in case you don't know, there's a video of Stafford where he pops his shoulder out on a play and he's on the ground saying, "Oh, he got crushed," right? So he's on the ground and he gets up and he's like, his arm is down, and then he's like, I think he's on the bench or laying on his back, and they're trying to see what's going on, and then they're getting ready to go back out there, and he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna play, I can play," and he cusses and he says, "Get off me," and he goes back out there and throws a touchdown, and he can't even raise his arm. He's all, that's the warrior that Matthew Stafford is. Look at Jimmy G. The guy goes out for a hangnail, and here's this guy. So that's why I say the war. To hell with I hate to say this, but to hell with Richard Sherman. He's full of crap. You don't need to do that. Stafford's a good guy. If Stafford was a bad guy, it'd be bad enough to say stuff about him like that, but he doesn't deserve that, man. Don't what are you doing, man? You want to have a show that bad where you're gonna bad talk somebody like that? That's not cool. Um Grandeur 12 says at least wide receivers are a dime a dozen. As they can easily replace Atwell with a guy, yeah, man, and who will continue. That's right. And on that note, how do you think? Well, he probably don't care because who knows what's going through his head. But Deshaun Jackson, what do you think he's thinking right now? He could have had a ring. you know, uh, I was glad that we got him. He was a heck of a weapon, and he just couldn't break in through the starting lineup because we wanted to get Van Jefferson more reps because he's a young guy and have him ready. But he knew that coming in, and I guess he had a lot of incentives to make catches, and he saw that he probably wasn't going to make it, and he wasn't happy with his contract. But this guy here, man, he could have had a ring, and I imagine we would have had Deshaun Jackson with OBJ. We probably wouldn't have got OBJ, but it turned out the way it was supposed to. But that guy messed up. He could have had a ring right now. Juice Zone, what's up, bro? Thank you for coming in. I thought the Colts had a good team, but we lose to the last 2 weeks and missed the playoffs. Don't worry, man. That happens. He says, I'm sad. My Colts missed the playoffs. It happens. You know what? You guys, you guys will be okay. You have good ownership, and they'll get players. You guys will be fine. And that's what as a Ram fan I could tell you. It sucks when your team doesn't do what you thought they were. But that's part of that makes it that much more better when your team turns around and does and surprises you. and you guys will be fine. It's just you guys are in a tough conference, and but yeah, man, you keep your head up, man. They'll be okay. Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate it. Jared Ramirez says, "What channel will you watch the parade?" I'm gonna be there, Jared. Thank you for reminding me. So I'm gonna be at the Rams parade tomorrow with my sister, my nephew, and my brother-in-law, and I can't wait. I was at Disneyland and I saw Stafford and the parade, the little parade they had for Stafford, Cup, and Donald, and I'll be at the parade in Los Angeles tomorrow. So I will post videos from that, guys, and the Hollywood sign. I think they already did it. I got to double check. I need to get a picture of that. They changed it temporarily to Rams House. So officially, Los Angeles and Hollywood area is the Rams house. The Rams run LA officially. So that's a pretty neat too. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty neat too. But yeah, I will be going to the parade. Um, I think most of the local channels, Jared, to answer your question, Channel 4 is pretty good about it. NBC should have it. Most of the local channels will have it. Juice okay, here we go. I got that one. Let's see. Grandeur 12 says, Ramita, do we have most fourth quarter comebacks active? Yeah, does he have the most? Yes, I've heard that said that Matthew Stafford has the most fourth quarter comebacks as an active quarterback in the NFL. I thought Mark Ryan had that. The problem with Stafford is he has only one Pro Bowl. It was response to some crowning Stafford now. Oh, crowning Stafford. Oh, I see. I thought it was Stafford. Let me see real quick that you say that. I heard somebody say that, but they could be wrong, or maybe I heard it wrong. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, for instance, Pro Bowls. So the great Henry Allard was an amazing receiver. When he retired, he was in the top 5 in receiving, right? Rams receiver from the 80s. He's not in the Hall of Fame. He was one of the better receivers. He was almost done with his career, and he goes to the Redskins, and he had like 1,100, 1,200 yards when it was really a great feat. Now the pass happy league, but Henry Allard was one of the better receivers in the league, and he's not in the Hall of Fame, and he didn't make more Pro Bowls like he should have. Like Matthew Stafford should have made the Pro Bowl instead of Kyler Murray. Take nothing away from him, but Kyler Murray got hurt and was out a couple of games. Stafford at that time, this is before he had thrown the picks in the 3 games, had more yards, more touchdowns, played the whole year. He should have been the third choice behind Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Stafford should have made the Pro Bowl. So there's another Pro Bowl that Matthew Stafford didn't even make. And so that's why when they say that about the Pro Bowls, it's a lot of times the popularity contest. He should have been there instead of Kyler Murray. Take nothing away from Kyler, but he got hurt, and but they had a heck of a beginning. But he got hurt, and Stafford stayed the whole time, and he had better stats when it comes to that. So that's my argument on that. But yeah, he should have made the Pro Bowl, in my opinion. But I can see that. But yeah, to me, I think that Matthew Stafford, if he was to retire today, I think he can be mentioned. But I'm looking ahead to 2 or 3 years from now, he's going to have a lot more yards and touchdowns, even if he doesn't win another Super Bowl. I mean, the guy's stats just speak for himself, and he's coming from Detroit. But yeah, I can see that, but I just didn't like the way they were trying to. Richard Sherman was trying to beat the guy down. It's crazy. My confidence says, Remy, Grandeur 12 says, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm going a little ahead of myself. Mike Hoffman says Stafford to LA was a match made in heaven. Yes, it was, man. I was so happy. If you guys get a chance, not to toot my own horn, but see this picture behind me. There's staff. There's okay, hold on. There's McVay, there's Big Wit, and there's Stafford. And I have it saying, "Hey, Kyle," as in Kyle Shanahan. So Big Wit set up a meeting for Stafford, and they were all in Cabo. So was Kyle Shanahan. At the time, Kyle Shanahan wanted to get rid of Jimmy G, right? Hey, there's my brother, CG Ruthless Sports. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. As a great guy. Check out his channel. He's a cool 49er fan, and he does NFC West talk too. Awesome dude. So Shanahan, they were telling Shanahan, hey man, if you want Stafford, you better call. Kyle Shanahan was on vacation in a different part of Cabo with his wife. And he said, no, from what I understand, there's plenty of time. So Big Wit set it up for McVay to meet Stafford and talk about it. And Kyle Shanahan was running through film, taking his time. And so, and long story short, McVay ended up signing Stafford, and then there's a podcast where McVay in a high-pitched squealing voice, hey, so Kyle, what did you think when I signed Stafford? Right? And then Stafford's, oh man, you gotta see it. I have the video there. That's why I have that. The thumbnail is this picture, and it's funny because it turns out that was the move. And I was on Grant Cohn's show. He's a 49ers Sports Illustrated guy. Journalist, and I said, hey, so the word for between the McVay and Shanahan friendly feud is Cabo. And I said, because Kyle took his time and McVay beat him to Stafford, and that's the reason why the Rams beat the Niners in the championship game, and now the Rams are Super Bowl champions because of Cabo and Matthew Stafford. So you got to see that video. I have it there. It's the actual podcast of their interview, and he says that. So it was pretty neat thing. It's funny, but it is true. Okay. So unknown the Packers fan. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. What up, yo? What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. Grander 12 says the problem we see with Hall of Fame is too many fans see it through with fans. Yeah, fans' glasses. I had to debate about Boswell. Baselli shouldn't get it when you compare him to Jackie Slater. Yeah, I don't know much about Baselli. I've heard about him. I haven't looked at his stats, but yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Grander Travel Emilio, where is the watermelon hat at? Where's the watermelon hat at? Oh, I don't have a watermelon hat myself. I have a video where I interviewed on my channel the watermelon guys, the guys that make the watermelon hats. And at that time, they used to wear real watermelons and paint ram horns. It was just a fun thing. You know how the cheeseheads, Packers and the Niners have like the Niner fans have like the golden nuggets. To me they look like um, like dog dew, and they're painted gold. It looks weird to me, but yeah. So they wear the hats, or they have the big. I like that one better. They have the 5 ring stone heads, but the cheese heads, the Packers, they started wearing watermelon heads to be funny, and they were actually cutting out real watermelons. And now they have foam ones that they sell. So I haven't got one of those. I won't wear one of those. If I did buy one, I'd put it in the background on the shelf. That'd be cool. And have them sign it. But yeah, CG Worthless Sports says, "Yo, what's up, brother?" Mike Holman says, "I'm Anaheim right now, and I'm going over to LA tomorrow for." Oh, awesome, brother! Welcome, man. Welcome. Awesome, man. Awesome. Granger 12 says, "Romelia, you have to live stream from the parade like German Ven." I saw that you had said about him. Yeah, I saw that video. Well, I haven't seen it, but I saw the thumbnail. I'm gonna watch it later. I like him. He's a Michael Jackson fan like me. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. His music and everything, the personal stuff or whatever, I don't get into. I love his music. I love his performances and stuff. The videos from back in the day, Thriller and all that. Awesome. But I love that guy. Only thing is with my Spectrum Mobile, I try to live stream from the SoFly Stadium, and the signal wasn't very good. So I'll see what I can do. But at the very least, I'll post video so it's going to be clearer. But I'll see what I can work out. But thank you, man. I love the German guy in Venice. He's awesome. Will Miller says, I wish I could go to the parade, but I went to the NFC Championship. Well, that's awesome, man. At least you did that. That's awesome, man. Hopefully we'll be able to have more uh, Jojo53, what's up? Thank you for coming in. My brother will be down there. Oh, that's awesome. He says, my brother will be down there. That's awesome. Thank you for coming in, man. GP Shadow, what's up, brother? Says, do you think the battle for LA is over? Well, let me say this. So the Rams were in LA before, so were the Chargers. The Chargers never took off in LA, really. When the Rams came in, they were very popular. The Rams and Niners set a record in the LA Coliseum for 103, I think. I can't remember. 103,000 fans filled the Coliseum for the games. The Rams were second record attendance when they first got to LA. The Chargers were here for a year or two, I think, and then they left. And then now they're back, and a lot of their fans didn't come with them. So they did the Battle of LA thing. It's kind of like the Clippers and Lakers. The Clippers kind of overdo it, but I don't say. I would just say that there's enough for both of us because we're AFC teams, but it hurts them that we got the Super Bowl, because we're gonna be unveiling that soon, and that's gonna be in the stadium. But it'll be all, and it's good for promotion for their team. Hopefully they'll get their own stadium, and it'll just be our stadium. Hopefully they'll take off. Let's see here. Hold on one second. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. I says, peace to Tobias son. Thank you for coming in, man. He says, go around. Thank you for coming in. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Jojo53, I do 2 Super Bowls and a ring already. Oh, you got 2 Super Bowls? Let's see. I do 2 Super Bowls. I do, and then 2 Super Bowls and a ring. I think maybe you're answering somebody else. Willie Bone says LA Rams are awesome. Yes, man. Yes. Hopefully we have more wins, more Super Bowl wins in us. Will says he'll win another Super Bowl. Hopefully Stafford will. He got now it should be much easier for him in the fact that he doesn't have so much pressure because everybody was saying, can he win? He knew that he could do it, but now he just has to do his thing. Grant Trout says the thing is, we see Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame, and he don't deserve to be there. Stafford is a better QB than him. I kind of live on both ways. I believe that Stafford is a better quarterback than Eli Manning, but I give him props on those 2 wins versus Brady. He took down the guy. I was never a huge Eli Manning fan, but yeah, for sure. Stafford seems to be a better quarterback, and he has the stats too. Willie Bowen says, "I wish that Coach John Robinson, LA Rams team, should have gotten a Super Bowl rings." Yeah, man. Poor John Robinson. John Robinson was a coach of the Los Angeles Rams when they were here and in Anaheim, and he got to check this out. So the Los Angeles Rams, in the heyday of the 49ers, with John Robinson as coach, got to 2 championship games in 85 and 89 in the middle of the 49ers heyday, right? One of those championship games in 1985, we had the great Eric Dickerson, who in my opinion is arguably the best running back in NFL history, just pure running back. He basically took the Rams on his back, Eric Dickerson, to the NFC Championship game because we had a little known quarterback named Dieter Brock who came from the Canadian Football League, who was 5'11", had a good arm, but he was already old and he didn't do much. So we played the 85 Bears at Chicago. And it was ugly. They stopped our run. They didn't take our passing game seriously, and but he beat the Cowboys in Anaheim Stadium, 248 yards, still a record in the playoffs. Knocked them out of the playoffs like we normally do. We always beat the Cowboys in the playoffs in the recent times, and but yes, and the 1989 Rams, they beat, like I said before, they beat Reggie White's Eagles on the road as a wild card team. They beat LT's Giants on the road. And then they lost to the 1989 eventual Super Bowl champion San Francisco 49ers with the rested Joe Montana team after the Rams were in 2 wars and were missing 3 offensive linemen. So yeah, and that's when we had Jim Everett. That was when he was in his prime, and there's a 3 or 4 year span where Jim Everett was really good, but the team retired around him, and we lost weapons, and we never got a chance to get back there with him. But yeah, he doesn't get his due because of that. But he's still the all time Rams winningest coach, John Robinson, the great John Robinson from USC. Um, let's see here. Let's see here. Willie. Okay. He agrees with Granger. Cool. Granger Truss says Baselli only played in the NFL for 7 years, 4 to 5 Pro Bowls. Nothing. Yeah, he wasn't the player that those players were. Jackie Slater, Bruce Matthews, and Anthony Munoz. Yeah, I agree with you there. Willie Blowen, do you think that the LA Chargers should play in the LA Coliseum? I wouldn't want to do that to him, but I think they should. I don't know what they're going to do now. I heard that they were still trying to get their own stadium, especially now if the Rams have the Super Bowl, and if they win another one, they will officially be like the Clippers, and they'll have to cover our banners. I guess I don't know. Um, hey, there's my brother, North Dallas 40. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in, man. North Dallas 40 is a cool dude. He says Chuck Knox and George Allen deserve rings. Yes, Ground Chuck. And the great George Allen. I love George Allen. Amazing coach from back in the day. North Dallas 40 says Brock had a good year except the playoffs. Yeah, Brock actually did have a good year in that year, but I wish we had a little more uh, uh, firepower at the quarterback position for the Bears team, because you had to have a balanced attack, and he wasn't the answer, it turned out, but he was decent for what he was able to do. North Dallas 40 says Brock, Namath, Burt Jones, and Matthew Stafford were all about the same age with the Rams. Yeah, that's funny because Stafford's been in the league for 13 years. It's amazing that he still has you know as much in the chamber. Hopefully he has another couple years, 3 years, because he got hurt in this Super Bowl. That's what I say about Stafford. The guy's a warrior. He was limping off. He got hurt. Oh yes, Willie Bowen, the great Ray Malavasi. Yes. Awesome. From the 79 Super Bowl Rams. I like that video when they show the Rams on the old NFL films, when they have that dun dun dun. Dun. I can't even do the sound, but they have that hype music, and then you hear the guy in the coaching box saying, "You got to go to the end zone with it, Ray. You got to go to the end zone with it." When the Rams fell behind, it's all dun dun dun. Dun. Let me get that sound real quick. Let's see if I don't get a strike. But yeah, that's an awesome video. You got to see the 79 Super Bowl. Let's see if I can find it. You got to go to the end zone with it, Ray. You got to go to the end zone with it. And then they show Ferragamo drop back, and he throws it to Billy Waddy over the middle. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Let me see if this shows it here. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, come on, Ferragamo, play out, you sucker. Can you guys hear that?
The Rams summoned up the heart no one thought they had. Ferragamo trips up, regains his balance, and slowly fought their way toward the Steeler goal. All right, that's it. We got it. Here's the delay handoff on the right. 25, 40, 35.
Are you guys able to hear that?
Withheld their love for so long, suddenly poured it out in cheers for a scrappy underdog who refused to give up.
I love that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see. I don't know if you can hear that because it seemed like it was kind of low, but I love that video. This music is so awesome. Um, okay, good. You were able to hear it. Okay. I should have put it on this phone. But let's see. Let's see. So let's see. I'm going to follow behind in the chat now. Let's see. Will Miller says now, as Kurt Warner said in 2000, let's get the repeat. Yes. By the way, have you guys seen the American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story? That's an awesome movie. Maybe we'll have the American Underdog 2, the Matthew Stafford story. But yes, here, I think this is better. Hold on. But yes, that'll be awesome.
It's just a swing right through, straight by the fullback.
Hold on. Sorry.
They have to be. The lead changing. Still on his feet, cutting them. And now the game close. But time with 5:20. Poured it out and cheered their way. Sucker! I think we can throw on first down. Middle zone. They have. Ferragamo tripped up. In the 19th.
Here we go, guys.
86 yards away from the Steeler end zone, trending by 5 points. Maybe one more miracle remains in their satchel in the 1979 season. Okay, come on, Ferragamo, play action, you sucker! Looking downfield, throws downfield, caught by Drew Hill on a bounce. Let's go! The offensive line! The Rams summoned up the heart no one thought they had. Ferragamo tripped up, regains his balance, and slowly fought their way toward the Steeler goal. All right, that's it. We got it.
I love that. That reminds me of this team. The Rams summoned up the heart no one thought they had, and Stafford drove them to the goal line. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I'm following. That just gets me so stoked. Okay, so let's see here. Sorry, guys. I hope you guys can hear it on that phone better. Let's see here. Let me go back here. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, so sorry, North Dallas 40. I'll get you right now, brother. Let's see. John Olteen, what's up, man? Thank you for coming in, man. I have my backup glasses, so it's hard for me to see this on, but got to restructure Stafford and bring those key pieces back. Cap situation isn't as bad as some are hyping. Yes, because we're going to extend that cap, and the golf Cooks and Gurley money comes off. Great point. Cap situation as bad as some are hyping. Lots of worse off teams, especially Packers and Saints. Yes, exactly right. And then North Delhi 40 says, did you read the Head Slap Deacon Jones biography? Amazing stories. I haven't read it. I've heard about pieces of it, and that's one book that I still want to buy. But I love Deacon Jones. He was amazing. He was awesome. I love the guy. Andrew Cross says, if anyone sees you at the parade, can they say hi to you, Romelia? Your YouTube. No, I wouldn't say that, brother. But yeah, of course, man. I'm always happy to see my Romelia. I love it, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, but yes, definitely yes. I appreciate it. I love saying what's up to my Romelia. I'm always saying, hey, man, I like that hat. And then I point to him. I go like this. Let's see here. Let's see. Los Fernia, thank you for coming in. Rams has some rookies I think going to be good next year. I hope so, man. I'm looking forward to the great Jacob Harris. I want to see him in there. We could have used him in this game, just the speed, but he's raw. But hopefully, he'll be able to get going next year. Jonathan Vasquez, thank you for coming in, brother. He says, you want to be at the parade? You're going to be at the parade tomorrow. Yes, I'll be at the parade tomorrow with my sister, my brother-in-law, my nephew. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. I'll post some videos. I'll try to do some lives and all that stuff too. I cannot wait. But yes, definitely. Granger 12 says 1979, make disco great again. Yes. Uh, Jonathan Vasquez, yeah. Okay, you're able to hear. Good, good. North Dallas 40 says, who is who has black Super Bowl Rams caps in LA? Lids ain't got them. Okay, so North Dallas 40. So those black caps, um, Dick's Sporting Goods in Long Beach, is a place that got them early, but called Dick's Sporting Goods. JCPenney.com. If you type in LA Rams in their search thing, they have a pro shop. They don't have them in the store. But if the pro shop has the ones that they wore in the on TV, in the locker room and on TV, so check it out. Jerry Ramirez, good night, brother. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. So yeah, you can order them that way. If Lids probably won't get them, but try Dick's Sporting Goods if you want to go in there and get them, or Fans in the mall. Check them too. But if you just want to order and get it out of the way and have it coming to you, any of the pro shops, JCPenney actually has a pro shop. I think it's connected with Fanatics and Pro Shop, even though it's JCPenney. But yeah, that's where you can get them. That's where I'm going to order mine. Go ahead, 12 says, yes, we can hear. Okay, good, good. Yeah, on this phone, I can't tell, and my earphones are kind of weird for that, but I just love that song. Willie Bones says, Jenny Lee Harrison, yes, I remember that. Cindy Snow from Three's Company was a Rams cheerleader. Yes, she was so sexy too. North Dallas 40, I love John Facenda. Yes, he's amazing. Willie Bone, good night, Jared. Okay, yeah, he's saying thank you guys, and thank you so much, Jared, man. Thank you for coming in and supporting me and coming in here. You guys are all cool. Thank you for talking to each other, and we're all Ramelia. Thank you. North Dallas 40 says the parade is going to be crazy. Too smart for all the Z and Rams fans and the Expo line train. Well, yes, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm going to leave at 9:00 tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. I don't know how close I'm going to get, but I'm a huge Ram fan and Dodger fan, and I would always watch them in TV, right? I either had to work or didn't want to go to LA because of that, like you said. But I'm gonna make this Ram parade something special because I haven't gone to one of these, and so I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna wear my mask and be safe, and I'm just gonna enjoy it, man. So I didn't go to the Lakers ones or the Dodgers ones. Well, the Dodgers didn't have one this year, but back in the day, and so I'm gonna do it this time. Uh, Let's see here. North Dallas 40 says a few Ram players got so drunk at the Super Bowl celebration, picked up Tutu Atwell by mistake, thinking he was the LeBron. That's funny. John Olteen says, right. The pundits love to talk about how the Rams mortgage their future, but Snead has been doing a master class on the financial management for the last few years. No reason to think they'll implode. Yes, that's a good point because that's the the Rams are all in. If they don't make it, blah 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 blah. Okay, well yes, the Rams want to win. When you want to win, you get players and you do what you can do to win. Even if we didn't win, that doesn't mean we're going to disappear next year. So we got the chip this year. We've got the Super Bowl. So now we want to win another one, and we have to manage everything. Our core guys are signed. It's going to be tough. Decisions have to be made, but we're right there with anybody. We got the cap's going to extend. We're going to get money off the books. We're going to extend Stafford. Guys are going to adjust their contracts so they want to win. It's just the media is not used to this, and they have to just like magazine subscriptions have to sell magazines. They have to sell their show. So we're like, shut up. we have 8 picks next year thanks to compensation and the free agents we lost starting in the 3rd round. We've been doing very good with late round picks. Cooper Kupp, Samson Ebicom, Johnny Johnson the third, Cam Akers, on and on. We're all late round picks. John Alteen says, what a season. Keep up the good content. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you coming in too, man. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, man. My glasses are my backup glasses, and it's hard for me to see it right away. But thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. I will. Willie Bowen says, I'm a LA Rams, Clippers, Anaheim Ducks, and LA Thunder. Oh, the Thunderbirds fan. The Angels are cool too. Oh, that's awesome, brother. Clippers fan. Oh, that's cool, man. I'm a big Laker fan, so we go back and forth with that, and I'm a Kings fan. But that's awesome. They're all LA teams, and the Anaheim Ducks are right there too. I like the Ducks. The Ducks are cool. But yeah, man, I really think we have a chance to repeat. This is kind of just an early idea that I got to do a stream because no one's talking about it yet. But I trust Les Snead and the guys, and um, it sucks that Big Wit's going to retire, but I'm happy for him. So, I just wanted to put it out there. We are thinking about. Oh, that's funny. I guess. Hold on. That's hilarious. So no wonder I couldn't tell if you guys could hear me because my earphone got unplugged. I thought it was just low in my set. So okay, there you go. Kurt Warner is in here. What's up, man? Thank you for coming in. The parade is going to be awesome. Yes, it is. I can't wait. I didn't get a chance to go to the Lakers and Dodgers parades. The Dodgers and Lakers didn't have them because of the pandemic recently, but I'm gonna make this way this time. Hey, what's up, Niner Carnal Niner Sickness podcast? What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. Everyone, check out my brother Niner Sickness podcast. He's an awesome Niner YouTuber, and he tells it like it is. He doesn't mince words, and he has his own opinions, and he's an awesome dude too. And but yeah, he is very proud 49er fan, and rightly so. They had a hell of a season, and they were a pain in our ass, beating us 6 times in a row. But they're awesome. He's an awesome dude. And so, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming in, man. We're talking about our chances, maybe, hopefully, getting back-to-back Super Bowls. We're not putting the cart before the horse, but we're just talking about it. And also, too, I'm going to go to the parade next year. So, next year, tomorrow, excuse me. And so I'm looking forward to that. Roger Truss says all these that keep saying the Rams don't have first round picks. Most first round runners are bust. First rounders are bust. Rams drafting in second on down, no guaranteed money, and can get away with it from players to if they are bust. That's a good point because we have our I just saw what you put, Grander 12. We have core players, right? We have stars on the other side on both sides of the ball. You got Stafford now, Cup, Woods, OBJ's here with us this year. And then we have Donald, Floyd, Von Miller was there, the great Sebastian Joseph Day. My dude, I love my dude. Greg Gaines, number 91, the spirit of the great Kevin Green, living up to that uniform number. We're able to have the core guys, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Williams. Hopefully, he'll get back to what he was a year ago. And young guys that are athletic. We're able to have our core guys and draft late guys, and they just add to the mix and the culture. It's a winning culture, so that's why we can do that. Yes, Leonard as well. Niner Sickness says, truly happy for you guys. Congratulations. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. It means a lot, brother. Like I said, you're a class act, brother. I appreciate it. Granger Trust says, no, we didn't hear you. Start this. That's what I said. I saw you. Just kidding. Yes, we heard. Yeah, I can't believe that my earphones came out. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to have you guys listen to. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see here. Hold on. Do I have it saved? Please tell me I have it saved. Hold on. Let's see here. Hold on. I'm sorry. I think it's on here. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to find something so I can show you guys. Uh-huh. You got to be here. You got to be here. Come on, come on, come on. Well, I'll look for it while I see you in the chat. Okay, so yeah, Willie Bowen says Leonard Floyd too. Yes, definitely. Kurt Warner says great show on the turf returns. Great show on turf return. Yeah, ready to go. Rams on repeat. Yes, bro. Thank you for coming in. LA Rams should get 4 or 5 Super Bowl champions. That'd be awesome, Willie. I hope from your mouth to God's ears, brother. I'll be happy with one more, but I'm happy with this for right now. Los Angeles Rams come back to Los Angeles to win the Super Bowl. Amazing. John Olting says, I'm from Michigan, but lived in LA for 8 years now. Oh, awesome. As a Lions fan too, can tell you Stafford has been that guy for a long time. Could even up his could even up his game next year with the less pressure. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm glad you said that because that's what I'm saying. Year 2 with McVay, they and more another year into the belt with these guys. He's going to be tough next year too, man. And that's why I'm saying, I didn't like what Richard Sherman was saying about him because he's not done yet. Richard Sherman's acting like he's retired, but he's on his way. He could have been a lot more classier about it the way he said it. He just wanted to, he's just trying to get his show, like a Skip Bayless type of controversy, but that wasn't cool. Richard Sherman tried to beat him down with that. That wasn't cool. Chris Johnson, what's up, man? Thank you for coming in. I'm a Bengals fan of 27 years, and while I'm definitely sad about not winning, it's all definitely good to see the Rams win. Congrats. Oh, God bless you, man. Thank you. I know how tough it is, man. As a Ram fan, I can tell you we've lost our share of Super Bowls. And God bless you, man. And you guys had a hell of a year beating Kansas City twice. You guys have that young quarterback, Burrow, and he's no joke. That you guys have that defense, and a lot of people were saying, well, maybe they got there a year too early, but who knows? But you know what? You have nothing to hang your head about, brother. You were one of the best teams in the NFL, and you did take down Kansas City twice, and you had us on the ropes for sure, man. So thank you for coming in, man. You're a classy dude. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Come in and we talk football. You don't have, it doesn't have to, I'm a Rams fan. We talk NFC West and also NFL football. So you can come in with any takes. It's always good to hear takes from outside. Feel free to come in, man. Subscribe, hit the alerts, and check out my videos, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. We're all football fans, so it's all great. John Olty says A'Shawn Robinson was going off in that game too. You know what, A'Shawn Robinson, I'm glad you said that. So I was saying we're going to be fine when we had to let Brockers go for whatever reason. He didn't want to restructure his contract, and that sucks for him because look at us now. But A'Shawn Robinson came into one of the best shapes of his career, and he was a beast. And even Collinsworth is saying, hey, and whenever 94 goes out of the game, you might as well try and run then, because he was plugging up everything. And if we would have had Sebastian Joseph Day earlier in the year, our running game would have been a lot better, but he's a beast. God bless him, and he got a ring. He was in Detroit for a long time as well, right? A'Shawn Robinson. John Oltin says Sherman just wants to remain relevant. We can talk Hall of Fame when he hangs it up. Yeah, man, but that's true, man. But that wasn't cool that he did that to Stafford. Stafford's a cool guy. I can understand being a little, controversial with a guy that's not a cool dude. That's not a good guy. But Stafford doesn't deserve that. He worked hard to be where he's at, and he is one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Let's just say it that way. Whether he believes he's a Hall of Famer now, Stafford's career's not done, but he's still he has the most passing yards, most touchdowns than any quarterback to win his first Super Bowl. So come on now, he could say, well, in my opinion, he hasn't done enough because of because of the Detroit years. But I don't like him for doing that, whatever. But I agree with you. Ready to Go says he was just projecting his own status and not making the Hall of Fame. Plus he played on the Sea Chickens, and Wanderers too. So there's that. Yeah, I really think there's a reason behind it, but he needs to get his own stuff in. Wasn't he knocking on the door? Domestic abuse, most domestic violence type deal, trying to break in somebody's house. He needs to get his own house, and that's a personal issue with him. But that's not cool to come out like that. Come on, man, have some class. But whatever. We don't care what he thinks. It's just I didn't like it. Just thought to see if you guys had heard about it. John Olteen says, let him enjoy the moment with his family. Yeah, exactly right. Willie Bowman says the LA Rams had a video called Ram It. Yes. Yes, Ram It. That video is so hilarious and funny. Awesome. Hold on. This is my vibe I'm in right now, guys, after we won the Super Bowl. Hold on.
Gentlemen, one of the greatest entertainers of all time, an LA Ram fan, Snoop Dogg! When the Rams hit the field, dog, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. LA Rams all day.
That's a cool little clip. When the Rams hit the field, drop it like it's hot. David Brigham, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here. Coming in, man. Appreciate it. Are you a fan of the other LA sports teams? The Lakers, Dodgers, the Kings? Yes, definitely. Dodger fan. That's a new hat, but I got it with the Press Enterprise subscription years ago. I took it out of the box. I go, I forgot I still have that. Dodgers, Lakers, USC football, Kings. I'm not a huge hockey fan. I remember Marcel Dion with the old Kings back in the day, the blue and gold. I miss their uniforms. The black ones are cool too, but I miss the purple and gold rather, like the Lakers colors with the big king crown on it. Marcel Dion and guys, and awesome. Wayne Gretzky when he came to LA was amazing. But yeah, USC football, Dodgers, Lakers, of course, Rams, LA Rams. Missing anything? The soccer and all that stuff I don't really follow, but yes, definitely LA teams. Graduate 12 Spanish speakers call Joe Burrow Joe Burro. Yeah, Joe Burro. But yeah, it's all love though. That guy's a good quarterback. Graduate 12 is Chris Johnson. I hope your team wins next year. I was big on my team drafting Oscar Asai. I can't wait till he plays a full season with you. That's cool, man. That's cool for telling. Yeah, that's a good point. John Olteen says staff, Coop, and AD were looking pretty hungover at Disneyland. Interviews on ESPN was hilarious. I haven't watched it. I was there, and I saw them. They had a bunch of guys standing in the way in front of the castle, so I have to watch that. Apparently, went to a party at Drake's house or something. Sounded like they all had a bunch of edibles. That's funny. Hopefully they didn't, but they probably had a little of the sacrament, as we say. But yeah, that's awesome. Start the season. What's up? Thank you for coming in, Luke Robitaille. Yes, I remember on the Sega Genesis, right around the time that Gretzky came by and came to the Kings, and we used to play the NHL Hockey 93. Was awesome, just like the Madden 92. Rams House, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming in, man. I love your show. Very positive. Rams YouTuber, guys, check him out. He's awesome. What up, man? Super Bowl champs, yes, baby. You're one of the YouTuber shows of the. Well, how did I tell Peo? We can now say that we're home of the world Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams YouTube channel. Rams House, Peo Time, the Ramelia Sports Report. We can add that to our thing now. Awesome. I can't hear that enough. When I hear the radio, the sports talk, and they say the home of the Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. Start the season, Luke Robitaille. Yeah, thank you, brother. Yes, I loved him. Mike Hoffman says, I'm a Lakers, Rams, St. Louis Cardinals fan, and St. Louis Blues. All St. Louis Blues, yeah. And I miss Staples Center. I wish it was called Staples. Yeah, yeah, that they get a lot of money for the name thing. But yeah, man, your St. Louis Cardinals, man. They were a pain in my Dodgers side. Unfortunately, we had Don Manley as our coach, and he didn't know when to take Kershaw out. We'd have uh, multiple run leads against the St. Louis Cardinals, and he didn't know how to say, "Hey, Big Kenley Jansen, Kershaw, thank you, brother. Go on the bench now. Big Kenley Jansen, we need you to we need you to take these 3 innings and get us home." They'd leave him in there, and then the Cardinals would bat around and catch up. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you have an elite team with an elite payroll, and you have a manager who's green around the ears. Similar to Dave Roberts. I'm not a huge Dave Roberts fan, but whatever. Yeah, you gotta tip your hat to the St. Louis Cardinals back in history, and that time was especially painful for me. Start the season, Rob Blake. Yes, man. Man, you're bringing all these memories. Rams house. I like the sound of that. Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Willie Bowen says Cal State Long Beach Sharks. UCLA Bruins. Yes, UCLA Bruins. Me and my buddies go back and forth with USC Trojans and UCLA Bruins, and we go, you guys are UCLA is just a volleyball team. And they go, oh, you guys are nothing right now because you don't even have football. We go back and forth, but it's all fun. Two great schools, great traditions. Um, it's always good times with those two schools. Also, Lilo Marymount, yes, Lions. In California, St. Fulgent Titans are my favorite college team, sports teams. Awesome, man. And see, that's the thing with the Rams coming back to LA. There's so much to do here. If you're not winning, or you're trying to reestablish, like the Lakers and the Dodgers are here, stayed here, won championships, USC, the UCLA Bruins. There's a lot to do here. So that's why, the Rams have to keep winning. The Chargers better start winning. We got the beach, but yeah, so the Ramelia's coming back strong. They're able to trust this front office and culture, and Southern California sports is amazing. Mike Hoffman says Cardinals and Dodgers is a good ride. Yes, it is, man. Yes, it is. That catcher you had, I can't remember his name. He was awesome, man. I hated the dude, but he was awesome. Mike Hoffman says LA has a lot of cool things to do. It's a good venue for sports teams. Yes, man. I'm so blessed. I'm a little older guy, some of the other YouTubers. I'm in my 50s. I was fortunate to see the 88-81 Dodgers, Fernando Mania, the Los Angeles Rams in the championship game 1989 and 1985. Those Showtime Lakers with my favorite player, Magic Johnson, and Kobe's my second favorite player. The Sugar Ray Leonard, Hearns, Duran era of boxing. WWF at that time was now WWE. The Hulkster, Ric Flair, on and on. It's a great time for sports. Awesome. I've been able to see a lot of stuff, and amazing. Willie Bowen says, don't forget the wonderful SoCal climate. Yes, the weather is amazing. That's why a lot of free agents like to be here, because of the glitz and glam and the weather, and all the stuff to do. Mike Hoffman says, I think the move to LA was a good one for the Rams. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, it sucks that the teams have to leave. But we have this huge stadium, and it worked out. But it sucks that we have to lose our teams, man. The St. Louis got a double whammy because the Cardinals left. But in that case, it was better. Well, I don't want to say better, but the Bidwells, we know the Bidwells very well, and maybe at that time it was good that they got the Rams instead of the Cardinals, the St. Louis Cardinals. But yeah, you guys lost two teams, and the LA team fan base lost the Raiders. That's Oakland's team always in my mind. But now they're Vegas. The Rams left and they came back, but It sucks when teams have to leave. Cleveland Browns somehow left and came back too, and now they're really the Bengals, or no, they're really the Ravens. The Ravens are really the real Browns, and now this is an upstart new Browns. It's weird. the But they kept the name and colors. Uh, John Allman says, "Who do you think are the highest priority free agents to resign? OBJ, Miller, Noteboom, Corbett, Allen, uh, Sony Michelle, Darius Williams, Joseph Day." Now, that's good questions. I thought Joseph Day was some of those are restricted free agents. Um, and no, I think I got to look at it. We'll have to get into that for another thing, but I would love to. I would love for them to bring these guys back. No boom if they are free agents, unrestricted. Um, Joseph Day, um, Corbin and Allen. Yeah, for sure. The offensive line guys. We got to have Von Miller back. Um, uh, OBJ is a luxury, but I'd love to have him back, and I think he'll be willing to come back at a good rate. Same thing with Von Miller. I can see him signing a 1 or 2 year deal. Um, Darius Williams, I think he is signed. Um, or we have the franchise tag or something like that we can use with one of them. But yeah, I would like the old line guys, and I would love to bring OBJ and Miller. I think the priority would be our offensive line guys, and but Von Miller, I think he'd be willing to come back for it with a year or two. But we have to revisit that. I'm gonna have to look and see who's unrestricted free agents. Willie Bone says, "What's the status of the LA Forum and Olympic Auditorium?" Um, I thought that they were tearing down the LA Forum for the Clippers home, but I guess they're not. I haven't really followed it too much. I haven't heard much about those two venues. I have to look into it, so I'm not really sure. But I know that they're not tearing down the Forum for the Clippers home because that's going to be somewhere else by the Forum, I believe. But I'll have to look into that, Willie. I'm sorry. Mike Hoffman says it definitely sucks when cities lose their teams, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm glad the Rams have had success in each city they played in. Cleveland, yeah, that's right. The Rams are one of the only teams to win championships in multiple cities: Cleveland, Los Angeles twice, and St. Louis. Amazing. Uh, Los Fornia says Rams fan base got bigger and bigger in LA. Yeah, it will grow again. A lot of Ram fans, OG Ram fans, when they left, and a little stubborn, and some of them, most of us were loyal Ram fans, but a lot of them, gave up on it, and that's understandable on one respect. But the Rams were out of LA for 20 years. They picked other teams. So now the fan base of the teenagers and the little kids, the next generations, their pops might be a Steeler fan that lives in LA, but the little kid has a Cooper Cup jersey. Um, the uncle is an old school Ram fan, and then his nephew, uh, went to the Rams game this year, let's say, or niece, and they're Ram fans now. That's the way. The base will come again. Um, but yeah, a good point. Mike Hoffman says, I think it worked out in the end. Pretty much, everyone in St. Louis still loves the Rams. That's good. It's so tough. But that's amazing. I would have loved to. I have to watch the whole speech, but I would have loved to for Stan Kroenke, even though they had the lawsuit and everything. I would have loved for him to say, and I want to thank my the St. Louis Ram fans and Ram fans and all over the country for sticking by our team and blah blah blah. At least he could have mentioned them in that way, but no, he maybe didn't want to go there. SG Sports Talk Channel, what's up, brother? Thank you. He says hi, Rumelia. Thank you, brother, for coming in. Hey, what's up, man? Ready to go says, why did they leave St. Louis in the first place? It's to me, I gotta say it this way. It's got to be business because the LA market is a bigger market. But technical wise, there was a lease, a guideline that had poison pills in it, meaning they had to keep it as 20% of the stadiums. As far as making upgrades to it, and it wasn't feasible for them. but they wanted the team, so they agreed to it, and they were able to wiggle out of the contract. They had a neutral guy, and then it comes out. I guess there was some shenanigans with the owner saying this or that, and it's all business though. It's unfortunate for St. Louis, just like it was unfortunate when the Rams left Los Angeles, but it's unfortunate. The Patriots were close to leaving too. Um, from what I remember, this is so many years ago. The Edward Sports Dome, the St. Louis Stadium, was supposed to be for. If you notice, some of the seats were red and blue. The seats were red and blue. That was supposed to be the New England Patriots stadium, but Robert Kraft took over and he kept the team there. They were going to leave for that, and that's when they got the idea to bring the Rams over and entice the woman who shall be nameless, Mrs. Frontieri, to go over there. But yeah, it was horrible for the St. Louis fans. I have empathy for my St. Louis brothers and sisters over there. But yeah, so that's what happened. Mike Hoffman says the owner wanted to move them to her hometown. Yeah. The thing about her too is, so the Rams owner, Carol Rosenblum, was kind of like a Jerry Buss, a mover and shaker. He wanted to win and he loved his team. He passed away, drowned, and he was a world-class swimmer in high school. He was an older guy though. His attractive wife, young wife, took over the team, and she never gave any of his sons, who the team was supposed to be left to, any positions of power. And so eventually they got tired of it, and she bought them out. It was supposed to be their team, and the rest is history. They ended up moving to her hometown. But yeah, 6 years after they were in the championship game in 1989, they were in St. Louis. Niner Sickness says now the Rams won, a bunch of LA Raider fans will become Ram fans. What's funny, Niner Sickness? You know how you see different stuff, but I see a bunch of TikToks where they show like a guy with the Raider jersey, and he's at a Rams game with a Ram hat. But yeah, I can see where like the Suns maybe, all smack talk aside, like I was saying, the Rams are popular right now. They won the Super Bowl. Cooper Kupp's amazing. These Aaron Donald, were like the son of the Raider fan who hasn't picked a team yet, or he likes that team, but it's tough to when that happens. But yeah, Mike Hoffman says Kroenke isn't the best guy, but he wants to win, and he can gets us a win. Yeah, and actually Stan Kroenke was one of the guys that helped the Rams leave for St. Louis. He was one of the partners, so go figure. And he ended up taking over the team when Georgia. I said her name. No, the woman who shall be named nameless, Miss Frontieri, left. She'll be named nameless. The Edward Jones Dome was bad. Yeah, they just were so. When the St. Louis Cardinals left and they lost the Patriots, they didn't end up leaving when Kraft took over. They wanted a team bad, and they were willing to accept it. They gave her like $250 million, a brand new facility, practice facility, a brand new stadium, and just to move. Imagine that, $250 million and all that stuff. And then Jerry Jones, when he bought the Cowboys, paid $150 million, I believe, for the whole franchise. So that gives you an idea of the deal that she made. The great Al Davis, God bless him, rest his soul. He was never able to get the Raiders, all this moving and shenanigans, suing the NFL. He was never able to get them a new stadium. Imagine that. It took his son, who a lot of people make jokes about. The Raiders, as great as a franchise as they are in their history, they're one of the poorest franchises in the league. Well, let me say they're one of the mid-end franchises. So you have the echelons of the Stan Kroenkes and the Robert Krafts, the 49ers ownership, and then you have this bottom tier guys. The Jerry Jones are up there with the Stan Kroenkes. Stan Kroenke was very instrumental in getting the Rams able to move to St. Louis. He convinced some of the other owners because he has some business interests. But the Raiders are always selling off. Mark Davis would always sell off parts of the team, minority interests to raise cash. And the Rams, for instance, are the fourth highest valued franchise according to Forbes magazine going into this year, and the Raiders are like 12th, to give you an idea. Even with all the the hardware and all that, the 49ers are right there too. The 49ers are fifth highest Forbes valued franchise. But yeah, let's see. Mike Hoffman says, "Oh yeah, the Patriots were gonna move to St. Yeah, that's what I heard." And then Kraft took over, and they ended up keeping him. He says, "I completely forgot about that." Yeah, I'm glad LA got their team back and St. Louis fans to support the Rams. That's great. I just wish it wasn't at the cost of other fans, though. Yeah, Niner Sickness says AD should have gotten this MVP. Yeah, man. What's wrong with co-MVPs? Staff, of course. Cup, basically, he was our offense. I'm very that'll be another thing. We won the Super Bowl. That'll be another video on stream that I'll have. But I'm very disappointed in young guy, a wide receiver, Van Jefferson. Man, he just stood there and let the guy intercept it. We needed another guy to step up, and he's a great guy. He's a great talent. He's young, and he will come around. And he's made some big plays for us this year. But golly, man, we needed you, brother. Cup had to do it all. And so he was wide open in the end zone, and Stafford missed him, though. I didn't forget about that. But I'm very disappointed in some of his plays. But yeah, AD, because he made the game-winning save, and the play before that stopped the 3rd and 1, and just who he is and how he's been getting in there. Yeah, they should have had a co-MVP, and I could even see them doing Stafford, in my opinion, too, because he did the game-winning drive, a touchdown drive. They give Tom Brady all these accolades. Oh, Matthew Stafford has the most fourth quarter comebacks of any active quarterback, or near one of them. Somebody said Matt Ryan was, but one of the top quarterbacks when it comes to fourth quarter comebacks, and he had to get a touchdown with basically just Cooper Kupp, who was effective at the time. Tom Brady gets all the accolades for all these comebacks, and he takes him down for a field goal. He had to take him down for a touchdown, and had to throw 2 touchdowns because there was a flag. And when Cooper Kupp got creamed in the end zone, and Stafford hit him with the pass. But yeah, that I can see how AD could have been co-MVP. Let's see here. Mike Hoffman says, yeah, Kroenke is from St. Louis, and it's funny how that all works out. Yeah, money's money. That's how that goes. Probably ready to go. Says at the end of the day, winning cures all. If we want fans to support, we need to continue this winning culture. Yeah, and when you lose, fans don't want to come out. Like, take me for instance. I love the Lakers and stuff, but not that I don't come out, but it's hard for me to watch them on TV. I get so mad. The Lakers will be down by 18, right? And not to be dirty, but you're letting guys just willy-nilly get to the basket, and you're not being physical with them. This new age of stuff, where they're taking off the jersey and signing it and no, man, come on, dude. There's a time for that when you're retired. I'm an old dude. I don't like that, man. I want them to go at it, but whatever. That's just me. Grander 12 says supposedly the NFL is going to take over the Raiders when Carol Davis passes away. Oh, I didn't hear that. Raiders owe a lot of money. Yeah, so they sell off a lot of minority stakes, and just to get that stadium too. But yeah, we'll see. I didn't know about that. Mike Hoffman says Super Cup. Yes. Niner Sickness podcast says they should have an offensive and defensive. That's right, man. That's a good idea. And in my opinion, too, for the MVP of the league, and maybe even offensive player of the league, it should extend to the play. Because why are you giving somebody like Aaron Rodgers, who deserves it, but he's out of the playoffs again, if you had two guys that were neck and neck and one guy goes further in the playoffs or even plays the guy that you gave the award to and beats him or wins the Super Bowl, how do you give it to him? Let it go. The part of the being of the MVP is getting your team as far as you can and maybe winning the chip. Then they should make the award, but they want to have awards up leading up to the playoffs. I don't know. But the guy wins the MVP again, and he went out in the playoffs again right away. Mike Hoffman says Jeff will get better. Yeah. Let's see. Graduate 12. Ramila, did you go out and eat your Reese's cup like Pat? I eat them enough, brother. Believe me. I like how he has that little spiel, though. I told him just eat them. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I like the stuff that he does, man. He's awesome, dude. John Olteen says the MVP could have gone to Cup, AD, or Stafford, but I don't think those guys care anymore. No, as long as we get it, man. I don't even care who got it, but yeah. But Cooper Cup, the guy was just so money. Yeah, you can't. There's nothing to argue about with him. But yeah, I can see how AD, like my brother Niner Cygnus podcast says, they should have a defensive player too. But Jefferson couldn't get any separation. Yeah, he still has some work to do. Yeah, man. Yeah, we needed it, but I'm glad it worked out. We were down to our third string tight end, and oh boy, I was getting mad. Niner Cygnus podcast says, "Okay, bro, don't push it. Stafford did not even win MVP in this game. Didn't earn MVP." Well, that's a difference of opinion. Stafford did Stafford things at the end and got us the game-winning drive. I mean, Stafford had made money throws. I don't know if you saw the no-look pass that he did down the middle. It was right on the money. He's looking over here, and boom. And that he was doing that before Mahomes. And so I don't know any other quarterback besides Mahomes that can do that. Tom Brady's not even doing that. No-look pass with the chips, and that wasn't just a little a side flat pattern. That was over the middle with guys, right in there. So that was a hell of a play. And he basically said, you know what? I don't care if they're covering you, Cup. I got you. So Stafford gets all that. He gets all this, all the people judging him. But you know what? The proof's in the pudding at the end. And those are some money plays. Those are all-time great plays that he did with that. The picks are one thing. The one coming off Schroneck's hand. Come on now, Schroneck. He's in the doghouse too. But that was a hell of a play, and you can't argue with a fourth quarter comeback like that against that team with basically one guy being effective. JB Shadow, what's up, God? He says, I'm going. Oh, you going to the parade, brother? That's awesome. I hope so, man. That'd be awesome. Ready to go says Dan the Ram fan, I will be there. That's awesome. You're going too. Dan the Ram fan, what's up, bro? Thank you for coming in. I'm driving from High Desert tomorrow morning to go to the parade. Awesome, brother. Awesome. I'm leaving at 9. He's saying what time you'll be there. So hopefully we'll get there by 11:30. Tony Korn, what's up, bro? Thank you for coming in. Definitely sign Matt Gay again. Yes. Definitely. Juice Zone says Jonathan Taylor has had some MVP talks. Yes. Taylor Price number 5 was getting burnt. Yeah, man, I was very surprised and Jalen Ramsey getting burned out there by Cincy wide receiver, not to mention face mask earlier. Cooper's definitely a beast. Yeah, man, the face mask, man, they missed it, but it is what it is. Jalen Ramsey surprised me on what can you do, but Jamar Chase, a slouch, so you win some, you lose some, but luckily he didn't get it. Luckily, AD came through for us. But yeah, that was very surprising. GP Shadow says, I think Van Chipperton has been hurt. Yeah, he didn't seem like he was earlier in the year. And but he's a young guy, but I just didn't like how he stood there. Push the guy in the back if you have to. Don't let him intercept it. But that long interception turned out to be like a punt, and he was trying to have Van Jefferson make a play, and he just launched it and was hoping that he was going to get the get the position and get the ball. Will Miller says, I'm back. Welcome back, brother. Wilmer says they missed that face mask. Yeah, man, and I was really pissed because at that time we were having trouble scoring, and they were stopping. They were double teaming Cup, and nobody else was stepping up. Higgs out, um, Blanton was out. We tried to go to our third string tight end, but he was okay. I really think we need to use Van Jefferson enough in the passing game. But yeah, so it was very tough. Ninerson podcast says, but if we can keep it real, bro, if since he had a better offensive line, they could have won the game. That old line was shitty. Yeah, man. We couldn't run the ball. Now let me say this. I know that our offensive line, especially with an older left tackle like Whitworth, and our guys are I want to say mid-level offensive line, but they do pass block good because even with the Bengals having a decent line and the Bucks having a decent line, the Niners have a decent line, they do give Stafford a lot of time here and there. In this game, they did. He needed the time to make those throws, but when it comes to running the ball and stuff like that, we're a little light in the fanny, and we need to get bigger on offensive line. That's going to be a must for the next season. We're going to add some more guys in there, but yeah, a running game, it could have helped. It would have helped us, but yeah, the offensive line on the run game wasn't very good at all. And now it says sorry for the typos. Oh, it happens, man. I do that all the time, especially when I don't have my glasses. Wilmer says Robert Woods will have a great year. Yeah, man, I felt so bad for Robert Woods. And was it about the Super Bowl where key guys get hurt? 2019, we had Gurley with the shadow of himself. We had to get C.J. Anderson off the scrap heap to help man the running game. And then Cooper Kupp was out halfway through the year. And then now we go to the Super Bowl, and Tyler Higbee was out. Woods was already out. It worked out for us. But yeah, man, I would have loved to have Woods in there and Tyler Higbee. Cincy O-line was better. Yeah, Cincy has and they have a younger O-line too. Whitworth makes our line older, but he was very good for what he is. But he started to get injured, and I'm glad he got the ring before he retired. But yeah, our run blocking leaves a lot to be desired. Let's just say it that way. But against other teams, we were decent, a little above average, but that was about it. John Altine says, plus, who knows how healthy Akers was. Miraculous he was on the field. Yes, it's amazing. This guy was able to help us come back, and he was very instrumental in the 49er game, getting 7-8 yards. He was very instrumental in that game. So I'm so happy for him. This season was a miracle season in a lot of ways. I mean, Cam Akers return, Matthew Stafford redeeming his career, Whitworth getting the ring, Aaron Donald getting the final piece to his Hall of Fame career, McVay finally beating his buddy Kyle Shanahan in the biggest game between the two of them. Kyle Shanahan in a 6-0 against McVay. Lifetime, he's 6-3 against McVay when the Niners were rebuilding. The Rams were 3-1. But McVay won the biggest game between the two head-to-head in the championship game. And so, I would take that. I'd rather have that one than the other 6. I hate to lose to them at all, but I'd take that one. That was the big one. Let's see. Niner Sixes podcast says, no, I was talking about Cincinnati's offensive line, not the Rams. They could not protect. Oh, yes. Okay, I see. Thank you. Yeah, so the O-line that was what they were saying, but it took us a while to get in there. They did pretty good. Burrow was getting rid of the ball. And he's a good player. But he got hurt in that one play, so he showed me something. He was writhing in pain. They rolled over on him, and he twisted his foot, and so he's a warrior too. You know, he's got a very promising career, but it's going to be tough for them to get back there again with the Kansas Cities in there and the Titans. You know, it's going to be tough. Ready to go. Under Sixes podcast. It was a tale of two halves. We didn't have a whole lot of penetration. Then in the second half, the defense clamped down and dominated. Yeah, that's right. When it was 14-3 and OBJ was running wild, I was like, oh yes, it's going the way I thought, right? And so we were moving the ball. They were trying to stop Kupp at all costs, and OBJ says, "Oh, cool, throw me the ball." Then he got hurt. Then our offense stalled. Then they got the face mask touchdown right after the half. Then the guy who's in my S list, Ben Troeneck, the guy who, if you remember, number 18 against the Niners, is in the end zone. Stafford throws it to him. He goes like this with both hands in the air, and it goes off his hand. Remember that? That's the guy. Here we are again, right after that play. They got the face mask touchdown that they didn't call against Jalen Ramsey. And he throws the ball over the middle, and he reaches out for it, and it bounces off of his hand and goes in for an interception. That one wasn't Stafford's fault, but there he is again, Troeneck. And he's only playing because OBJ's hurt. And so, but yeah. I was very frustrated because we couldn't get nothing going. Our running, they were double teaming Kupp, and guys weren't making plays. Van Jefferson wasn't stepping up. Troeneck was nothing. As soon as the Akers got the ball, they were right in there, and horrible. John Olteen says McVay was mic'd up for the game, and I want to see it that ASAP. Yes, I want to see it too. That's awesome. And graduate trial, burro. Hold on 1 second.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest entertainers of all time, an LA Rams fan, Snoop Dogg! The Rams hit the field, dog. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. LA Rams all day.
I love that. So this Super Bowl here, I mean, it was amazing. I mean, it was a hard fought battle. The NFC West, the Cardinals took off like gangbusters. They whipped our butt in SoFi Stadium. The Niners beat us bad in Santa Clara. We licked our wounds, came back strong again, and then we had them down 17-0 at SoFi Stadium in week 18. And they came back and beat us in a tough game. I myself and Peo were hoping we were going to get the Niners again. And they taught us how to be tough. They taught us how to get down in the deep in the trenches and take the sunblock off and the sunglasses off and get down and dirty. And so when we played them again in the second game, and I kept saying that, I go, look, the Rams finally came out and they played a good game against the Niners. It was back and forth, and the Niners came out, but we didn't play like we did in the first game. It was a huge difference. And in the second game, we were able to hinder the run enough where they made Jimmy G throw, and we pulled it out. And then so that helped us get through these playoffs because we kind of got our chops back, so to speak. They taught us to be kind of like the Lakers and Celtics back in the day. You had the Showtime Lakers, and they were kind of a finesse team, and the Celtics would clothesline us and get physical. And they taught us how they basically us on on the field training of how to win these battles. And so we even a team with Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald, we're not used to being pushed around like that because the Niners have a big line, and that's what they like to do is run the ball, smash mouth football, short passes, and our scheme is to keep things behind us, get to the quarterback, but that's not how they play. They don't feature Jimmy G. That's what we want them to do. And so they kind of taught us how they taught us what we need to be. They taught us the monster that we need to be, the animal we need to be. And that helped us in the trenches in the playoffs against this team like the Bengals. Uh, um, so they kind of that in some respects I think that helped us. And so we beat the 49ers in the championship game. We beat Tom Brady on the road. Um, uh, we get to the Super Bowl, and an upstart Bengals team was tough, or we got the chips are on the table and our guys are hurt. Basically, Cooper Cup's the only guy who's successful, and we pulled it out, And look at this halftime show with the Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, a show for the ages, and it's in LA in SoFi Stadium. I mean, this is something else. This is like a dream for the Los Angeles Rams to win the Super Bowl in Los Angeles with that halftime show and the journey that it's been, beating our hated rival in the championship game, getting revenge for the 1989 championship loss that we had against them in Candlestick. That's why this hat will always mean something to me, because this hat represents the revenge that we got beating the 49ers at home for the 1989 loss in the championship game. We paid them back, and we beat them in our house. So the Super Bowl hat, of course, is the main goal, but this hat will always mean something to me because I remember the pain I felt when we lost that championship game against the Niners. They went on to win the Super Bowl, and so we kind of reversed it. So this hat will always be very special to me, and so with that T-shirt. But yeah, so this was an amazing Super Bowl. I mean, yes, if we would have won it in Atlanta or Florida, it's a Super Bowl. It's great, but the way we won it, the team that we won the championship game against, the halftime show featuring those entertainers in Los Angeles, amazing. I mean, there's just no way anyone can explain it. And now they're going to change the Hollywood sign to Rams House. I was at Disneyland and they had a parade for the Rams. Amazing time to be a Ram fan, but also a Ram fan from Southern California. I can't say enough, and we're primed and ready to maybe do it again. This is much too early to talk about this, but that's why I had this on here just to look at it. Our main guys are coming back. We know that Woods is back. We know that Stafford is back. We know that Van Jefferson is back. We know that Cam Akers will have a full training preseason. Um, Aaron Donald's back. He said something about retiring, but he reneged on, not reneged, but he kind of said he's not going to retire. Our main guys, Greg Gaines, Ashawn Robinson, Jalen Ramsey, our core guys are back. OBJ and Van Jefferson, Von Miller, we'll see if he comes back, but we can run it back. We'll see. There's a lot of changes are going to happen. The Niners have Trey Lance, and they're going to add to their team. They're always tough. The Seahawks, we'll see if they rebuild, but we have the guys that can do it. And Matthew Stafford has shown that he's that dude. If you give him the ball and there's enough time, he will beat you. It doesn't matter he did this or he did that. If you give Matthew Stafford the ball with some time left, he will beat you. And that's what happened against the Bengals. Ask the Bengals. Ask the Bucks. Ask the Niners. He will be that guy. And so I'm glad that we got him. He was everything that we wanted and everything that we thought. In his first year, 41 touchdowns, 3,600 yards. The Rams win the NFC West crown. They win the NFC Championship and then win the Super Bowl in his first year one. And so, I'm so happy. I know that he's not the greatest quarterback of all time. He's not the perfect quarterback of all time. He does make mistakes, but it is what it is. So did Brett Favre. So We got the chip. They were saying how he couldn't win. He couldn't do this. He couldn't do that. He's coming to the NFC West. What is he going to do? Well, he wins the NFC West crown. He gets to the championship game and wins. He beats the second. He beats one of the toughest teams in the NFC West in the 49ers, who had our number. And then he beats the Bengals, who beat the Kansas City Chiefs twice with the limited weapons on offense. So amazing. This is amazing Super Bowl. I can't say enough. Forget that I'm a Ram fan. That halftime show in Los Angeles, the way we won it, the trials and tribulations that we went through. Cam Akers goes down right before the season. Woods goes down a couple days before the 49er game, the showdown. Higbee goes down for the championship after the championship game. Blanton goes out with injury. On and on and on. I mean, amazing. And we're all, most of our guys are coming back that we know for next year. Let's run it back, but we'll get back into that. I just wanted to have some fun with that. But yeah, so let's see here. Sorry, I'm falling behind in the chat. So John Olteen says Schroenick is a liability. I wouldn't even bring him back. Yeah, man, he pissed me off. I liked him because he came out of Notre Dame and he's got the build to be like a poor man's Cooper Kupp. So I thought, and no. And this and Brandon Powell. Let me just say this: he goes unrecognized a lot. Remember, our kicking, our special teams was a liability. You had Schroenick and what was the other guy? No, not Schroenick. I can't even remember his name. He doesn't even deserve to be remembered. That fumble he had in one of our games that we lost. We had a horrible kick returner. We have to even use Cooper Kupp at times. He's not the greatest kick returner either. That's not what he does. But he catches it. Brandon Powell was a weapon, and he's very trustworthy when it comes to catching the ball, fair catches. And he was very good at getting up the field and getting us yards. He had some big plays in the Tampa Bay game. He goes unrecognized, but I want to give him props. And in my mind, I would have took Schroenick out of there and put Brandon Powell in there and have him run jet sweeps, isolated plays like a poor man's. I hate to say it this way, because he's not Cheetah. He's not the Kansas City Chiefs little running back. But plays like that, because he has some quickness and some agility. I would have loved to have put him in there, man. And he has sure hands. Instead of Schroenick. I mean, geez. And that would have helped us. I'm guarantee he would have made some plays. I guarantee he would have made some plays. And so I would have loved to us for use him. So maybe next year, but maybe Tutu Atwell will come around. Maybe the tight end phenom Jacob Harris will be able to show what he can do, and be another weapon. We might lose Tyler Higbee. I think he's a restricted free agent or free agent. But yeah, Tyreek Hill. We could use Brandon Powell in a Tyreek Hill situations in open space because he's got some wiggle, and he does catch the ball instead of Schroenick. But yeah, I would have loved to have put him out there. But okay, so John O.T. says halftime show was off the chain. Yes, it was. Niner Sickness Podcast says 2018 Rams lose the Super Bowl. 2008, I think you mean 2018 Rams lose the Super Bowl. 2019 lose the Super Bowl. 2021 win the Super Bowl. So in 2020 the Niners win the Super Bowl. You guys could, man. Trey Lance is an unknown commodity because he didn't play much, but he does show promise. But you guys are loaded, man. I love Debo. I hate him because we're against him. But he's a hell of a weapon. The way Shanahan uses him, hopefully he won't wear down. You guys have a stable of running backs. Shanahan's a master when it comes to, but you guys have that great offensive line, so that helps them too. The big guys, Trent Williams, going and blasting guys in motion. But yeah, you never know, man. But you guys got to the NFC Championship game with the liability and Jimmy G. So you never know. You guys beat the Packers without scoring an offensive touchdown. That's how horrible their special teams were. They couldn't even kick the ball. But yeah, I can see that. But we'll see what happens. And I'm not trying to be arrogant about it, but this team just won the Super Bowl, and we're bringing most of the guys back. So why would we not think that? It's like the Niners in 2019. They thought they'd be back in 2020, but who knows what can happen? But yeah, it is a possibility for one of the NFC West teams to get up there deep in the playoffs. Ready to Go says we got disrespected in the power rankings. They put Buffalo and Kansas City as better than the Rams. Yeah, I see that all the time, and it's because of Stafford. Because Stafford has picks and like for instance, I was talking with a guy the other day. So Mahomes in that 2019 Super Bowl against the Niners threw a couple of picks, basically had the same numbers as Stafford, right? And like my man Niner Sickness podcast says, he was kind of joking that Stafford didn't deserve to get the MVP. But look, Mahomes had a similar, basically the same game. Threw a couple of picks. Stafford didn't look bad. One of the picks wasn't his fault. It went off his hand. Schroenick. The other pick was not that great either. He threw it deep, but the one pick wasn't his fault. So really it was one, but he got two picks. They had the same numbers, 2 picks, 3 touchdowns. And I think Mahomes won MVP, right? And Stafford led a game-winning touchdown and to win the game. And so here they are again because of Josh Allen and Mahomes. They pick them over the Rams. Get out of here. Josh Allen and Mahomes were watching Stafford. So whatever, it's a popularity contest. Tom Brady can throw a pick like he did against the Rams. The Rams were kicking their butt. We had all those turnovers, and he was able to come back and look at that touchdown pass that Tom Brady threw. Oh yeah, but what about the pick that he threw? And what about the fact that he couldn't get the ball out of his hands fast enough, and they were sacking him? So yeah, it is. They'll say that that's better fodder for us to have a chip on our shoulder. I'd rather have him do that than kiss our butt and not give us any ammunition. Okay, so let's see. Let's see here. I'm sorry. Let's see. Niner Sickness Podcast says if Tart didn't drop that easy pick, if Tart didn't drop that easy pick, it could have been a different story, but could have, would have, should have doesn't mean shit at the end. Yeah, that's true. There's that's exactly right. Tart, I feel bad for him, but no excuses, but the pressure of the game, that's why these games, when people make plays, like that's why I'm saying about Stafford. Look at all the pressure that the guy had, right? Basically, Cooper Kupp is the only guy that can do anything in this game. You got Cincinnati coming in because he knows that we're going to Kupp and they're double teaming him. But he was able to make plays, even do a no-look pass. The pressure didn't get to him. And look at Tart. The pressure got to him. That was an easy play, and he made a mistake. It's a big stakes. Jalen Ramsey dropped 2 easy touchdowns himself. Or 2 easy picks. He missed one here that Jimmy G was trying to throw the game away right there. And we would have got the ball at the 15-yard line. And then he missed one down here like this, right around the 40-yard line. Jalen Ramsey ran across and it went off of his hands. So the pressure of the game, and you have to make plays. So yeah, like you said, coulda, woulda, shoulda, but the pressure of this game is so immense. Teams have a lot riding for it. It takes special players to make plays, and but it's very tough. But yeah, you're right. A lot of things could have changed, but you have to make the plays. You're like you said. Let's see. Sorry, I moved the there we go. Ready to Go says Niner Sickness Podcast. Yeah, man, you guys gave us a run for the money. I definitely thought you would have taken it. Ramilia, it was. He says, ready to go. Says Ramilia, it was just like back-to-back Super Bowls for us this postseason. Yeah, it really was because it was tough being the Niners. Start the season. Oh yeah, makes it sweeter. Thank you for coming in. Start the season. Yeah, it makes it sweeter. But one thing I want to say, even if Tart catches the ball, who knows what would happen? There's a lot of, if we would have did this, yeah, that happens. But the Rams defense, the Niners might not have got nothing out of it. They would have took some time off of the clock, the time off of the clock. But who knows, because the Rams, Jimmy G wasn't doing anything, and the Rams had hindered the running game, and Shanahan did Shanahan things, and he went away from Debo, and and so but yeah, who knows, it sucks. Like for me as a Dodger fan, I remember when we lost the Houston Astros. Besides the trash can thing that they did, we didn't have A-Rod, not A-Rod, Gonzo, Adrian Gonzalez on our active roster. I forgot what year that was. And I'm sure that he would have did a pinch hit here and there, especially in that 11-12 game going back and forth. And I'm sure we would have pulled out one game because of a hit that he made. So, like you said, who knows what would have happened. But yeah, I mean, that's the immense pressure of that game. You got to make and I feel bad for Tart. He's a decent player, and it's really tough. John Olteen says, for all the talk about Joel Cool, Stafford had the ice in his veins. Yeah, it's funny because I kept seeing that Joel Cool, this and that. What? Props to him. But to me, Mahomes crapped the bed. He let the guy come back. He didn't mean to, but look, right before the half, the Chiefs didn't score. That's horrible. Mahomes knows better than that to throw that ball right there. And so does Tyreek Hill. You got to score right there. And then Mahomes at home couldn't get anything going. You gotta keep scoring. He pulled a Matt Ryan. The other team comes back, but yeah, I mean, look at Master Stafford. I matter of fact, I put on a TikTok that everyone keeps talking about Joe Cool, but they forget about frat Stafford. Because they show Stafford with sunglasses on. He don't have a shirt on when he's a young guy in college. He has a hottie right here next to him, and he's holding a keg, and then he has another keg over his head. And now he's mature. He's a family man, and he's got all those comeback wins. And look what he does. You don't give Matthew Stafford the ball. I don't care if you're Tom Brady. He will beat you. Matthew Stafford's that guy. People can say what they want, but the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. But yeah. Okay, so let's see. Koski, yes, thank you. Ready to go. Koski. Yes, man. Yes. He didn't deserve to be remembered, but thank you. Yes. Our running game was our special teams game was so bad. Yes. But yes, it was so bad. Before we got Brandon Powell. Diner Signet says we are starting at a rookie QB at our chance winning the Super Bowl won't happen. Man, you never know, man. You never know. Niner Sickness, and I'm being real with you, brother, because never say never. But I think you guys will get a veteran quarterback to be in there. They might start him still. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna start Trey Lance. You hear the rumblings, every year. Aaron Rodgers was going to come to the Niners because he was a fan, or Tom Brady wants to be with the Niners. Imagine that. Wow. But who knows what's going to happen. But you guys have a loaded team, though, so we'll see. You guys, you guys will be tough. Start the season says, I like Rombo, 49ers guy, even though he hates the Rams with a passion. He's talented at what he does. Yeah, I go on Rumble show. And we go back and forth. Rumbo's a cool guy, and he won't give the Rams and Stafford any credit, but that's okay. A matter of fact, I'm waiting for my Super Bowl my black Donald and Stafford jerseys to come in and my black hat, and I'm gonna go on Rumble show and rub it in a little bit. But yeah, he's a cool guy. I like Rombo. He's a Laker fan too, by the way. And it's funny because I was making fun of some of the Niner fans going back and forth. I go, hey, maybe it's a little confusing for Niner fans that also like the Dodgers or in most cases the Lakers, and they're at SoFi Stadium saying "beat LA" when they like the Lakers. It's funny because the LA didn't have a team for a long time, and so they like the Lakers, and or Dodgers. Usually it's the Lakers, and they're San Francisco 49er team, and they're saying beat LA. It's funny because when they're on the Lakers side, the other teams are saying beat LA. So it's funny. It's I get a little kick out of that. But yeah. Um, let's see. Ready to go says if I was a betting man, I would take you up on that. Oh, you guys are done. Neil Gonzalez, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. Heck yeah. Running it back, Rams, baby. That would be awesome, man. I know it's early for this. We haven't even had any drafts, and we'll see who we get back in free agency. But I just wanted to, let us, just talk about it because, we have a loaded squad still. And, even if we don't get OBJ back, we don't get Von Miller back. Whitworth is retiring. But I never put anything past Les Snead, but yeah, so it's going to be awesome. Neil Gonzalez says, see y'all at the parade tomorrow. Yes, brother, I'll be there. Yeah, be safe, brother. I'm glad you're going to be able to come out and check that out. It's going to be awesome. Niner Sickness Podcast says Hill won MVP over Mahomes. Oh, okay. Tyreek Hill. Okay. Thank you for correcting me. Okay. Yeah, Tyreek Hill's a beast. What's up, Chris? Thank you for coming in. Imagine Cup, Woods, OBJ, and Jefferson. Man, I could. That's how it was supposed to. Well, it was supposed to be Deshaun Jackson with us the whole way. But yeah, I would love to see that. Imagine, what would you do? What could a team do? Cooper Kupp, Woods, OBJ, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, Cam Akers in the backfield. Can you say the greatest show on turf too? Maybe. But there's I like Akers, but he's no Marshall Faulk, but in spirit. Niner Sickness Podcast says to beat Mahomes twice with a bad old line, Joe Burrow is no joke. He's definitely the real deal. Yeah, man, that's amazing that he did that. That's crazy. That last game though, he gets the W and props to Burrow, but Mahomes really crapped the bed on that one. He should have won that game. They should have scored right before halftime. All they needed, they were already in field goal position. But you got to make the plays. Michael Kenji Izumi, what's up, bro? Thank you for coming in. He says, hey, man, nice seeing you at 2 in the morning in Louisville. Oh, thank you for coming in, man. 2 in the morning. Wow. Thank you, brother. I've been here for a while, and I just wanted to talk about the Rams prospects of maybe winning it again. It's a little early for that, but I wanted to put it out there. Tony Korn, OBJ, but on a good contract. Yes. So, in my opinion, OBJ getting hurt in the Super Bowl was horrible, but because that happened, and because he likes LA, he loves McVay, he loves the guys, he loves Stafford. I can see him thinking, okay, well, I have unfinished business. I have a ring, but I want to be there till the end. I want to, I like being here. I can see where he signs a cap-friendly deal and wants to be here because, I mean, he already said to somebody that he's been with other teams, been there, done that. He likes it in LA, but, money's money. Maybe somebody will offer this, but maybe because he has the injury, people will hold off of that because it's a second ACL injury to the same ACL leg, and he has a ways to come back. But if anybody can let him know about that, it's Robert Woods, who had an ACL, and excuse me, and I can see him signing a cap-friendly deal and coming back with the Rams. Imagine him with the Woods and oh man. John Olteen says the frat Stafford image is a classic. Yeah, they were showing a graphic on ESPN today of the fourth quarter numbers for the season: 14 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, with like 72% completions and 102. That's what I'm saying, man. Matthew Stafford is the real deal, man. Say what you want about him, in the fourth quarter when the chips are on the table, boy, I don't care if you're Tom Brady. He already showed Tom Brady in his own house what happens, and he beat him again. He beat him twice in the same year. But yeah, so John he says can't deny the clutch. Yes, man, he's very clutch. He's shown it through this playoffs in year one. But yes, but everyone has a right to their opinion. But yeah, but the proof is he got us the Super Bowl ring, his first year, and he had to make clutch throws. Michael Kenji Zumi says, I'll be watching the parade tomorrow. I hope they play the 80s Rams theme song, Ram It. And I hope they'll change to, they'll dance too. That'll be awesome, man. That'll be funny. I'd love for them to do an updated version of that, with some, a little updated version. That would be awesome. Mix that in with the updated version. That's awesome. And he says LMAO. That's awesome. Natter Sings Pocket says I'm a die-hard Lakers fan, but I can say beat LA when it comes to the Rams or the Dodgers. Yeah, I remember you're a Laker fan. That's why it's funny because there was no team in LA in the football side, and you were already a Niner fan. So it's funny though. You said beat LA, and then you're like, go LA Lakers. But it's all good, man. You're my Laker brother. I love the Lakers. They're killing me this year, but that's another issue. AD is killing me. John Ot says we need some Von Miller dancing. Yes, I love Von Miller. He's a character. He's a character here. I love him. He's always, like you said, he's always on some hilarious dances. He's funny, man. He seems like a cool guy to be around. And he doesn't get a lot of props when it comes to in clubhouse guidance, leadership, because Donald even said that Von Miller told him, hey, I know that's not your way, but you need to, when that famous sideline scene of Donald rallying the troops together against the 49ers, and he's telling the guys, and they're all listening to him being a leader, let's get after it, this is our time, this is our chance. That was because Von Miller was telling him to be more of a vocal leader, and he's learned from Von Miller a lot of stuff when it comes to that. So props to this brother right here, man, and props to the Rams for getting him. As being a Ram fan, when we have Les Snead as our GM, it's like Christmas. We're like, we got that guy, we got Deshaun Jackson, we got OBJ, we got Von Miller, we got Matthew Stafford, and gave away golf to the Lions. Wow. John Olteen says he can run the Rabbit Show. Niner Sickness Podcast says it's funny. My boy Ramillia taking Rams late night, but if the Rams would have lost, he would have been sleeping right now. Yeah, probably. I would have been pissed, man. I probably couldn't sleep. But yeah, he says Niner Sickness Podcast says, bro, did you just compare Stafford to Brady? Holy shit, you're nuts, bro. Well, no. Stafford, well, I'll tell you this, when the compliments, of course not. I would love to see what Tom Brady would have done with the Lions. I'll tell you that, though. Probably nothing. But if Stafford and Brady are on the same field and they have comparable teams, oh yeah, I will compare Stafford to Brady, because we've already saw it. We've already saw what happens. They both had loaded teams. Stafford beat him in Los Angeles, and it wasn't even close. 4 touchdowns, outdueled him. Same thing again happened here. Now this time, in the playoffs, the Bucs were a little beaten up. AB had some mental issues or whatever you call it, meltdown, and but he was a little shorter handed, but Tom Brady brought him back, Stafford brought us back, and we got the dub. So yeah, so if you have both teams on an even playing field, and you have both teams with even weapons, Stafford has shown he can hang in there with them. So it is what it is. Career wise, of course, you can't compare a guy who's won that many rings, but I would love to see what coulda, shoulda, woulda, or whatever. I would love to see what Tom Brady would do with this with the Detroit Lions organization, and maybe imagine Matthew Stafford as a rookie with McVay here with us. It'd probably go the other way. Considering winning the Super Bowl in his first year here, maybe it would be the other way, but who knows? But I'm just saying, mano a mano, quarterback against quarterback with a similar team, loaded on both sides of the ball. They have a good defense, they have good offense, they have good running game. Matthew Stafford's first year, he beat him both times. So that's what I'm saying. Michael Kinsey, Izumi says the Lakers really are weird this season. 23, man, that didn't, 26 and 31 is not something LeBron led team is doing. It's because we got Russell Westbrook. As much as I love him and his passion, he just doesn't fit. And then AD is supposed to be the young guy and take the heat off of LeBron, and he just hasn't been that guy. I'm glad that we got the chip with him, but come on, dude. Really, and then what you call it, Dwight Howard's a little older now, he's not the same player, and this team is just weird. We might make a run in the playoffs, but I'm not really. I'm optimistic. I'm a realist though. I just don't see it, and I can see LeBron getting worn down because he has to do too much. But yeah, our GM, I call him the Rob Lowe of GMs. A Lakers GM will make some moves, but yeah, I don't see us doing anything. Oh, Granger Travis. Oh no, dog barking. Don't bite me. Yeah. I have my little ankle biters. Somebody dries up. They think mama's home and they start barking. Sorry about that. Niner Sickness Podcast says, Ramia, let's start a Lakers show together, bro. Oh man, that sounds good. I can do that, but I know we'll probably be cussing a lot because of the way they play. But yeah, man, I'm up for it, man. We'll have to get back at. We'll have to get back at it if you're serious, because I love the Lakers, and but they're driving me nuts right now. John Olteen says, I would never compare Stafford to the undeniable GOAT, but the man was in a bad situation. He's a good player and a good man. Everyone who plays with him loves him and can't help be with him. Well, I say it this way. I'm not comparing the careers. I'm comparing the quarterbacks that they are right now. And me as a Ram fan, knowing my team and knowing what Stafford can do in McVay's offense, sure, I think we can beat Tom Brady. I mean, if we played him next week, I think that we can. I mean, so what do you call that? Am I worried about Matthew Stafford playing the Bucs defense? Am I worried that he's going to be intimidated by Tom Brady doing what Tom Brady does? No. So what do you call that? And so I'm not saying career-wise or what the pecking order of quarterbacks, but here's my team. Matthew Stafford and the boys are standing behind me. There's Tom Brady standing there with his boys. Am I intimidated by them? No, because I know what this guy could do. So that's what I'm saying. If we had to play the Bucs next week with all the chips down, I'd be worried. I'd be stressed out because it's a lot on the table. But Stafford has shown that he can stand toe to toe with them. And I'm not comparing their pecking order, because just like Kurt Warner doesn't have 7 Super Bowls, but am I worried about the greatest show in turf Rams beating any of the Tom Brady led teams? No. So the pecking order on Tom Brady and Kurt Warner is different, but am I worried about that? And I'm not comparing Warner to Stafford yet, but Stafford had comparable numbers to Kurt Warner this year, except a little more picks, and he won the chip. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not arguing about the pecking order, but I'm saying Is my guy good enough to beat Tom Brady on any game versus Tom Brady? Yes, he is. He's shown it. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not comparing the pecking order. No way. There's no way that you can say. But look, that's what I'm saying. So, um, seven Super Bowls is seven Super Bowls, but those seven Super Bowls didn't help them beat the Rams this year at all. So, it is what it is. But and Tom Brady lost to golf too. So go figure. But I'm not saying pecking order. I'm saying my guy can beat a Tom Brady led team, and he's shown it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, whatever you call that. That's what I mean. I'm not saying pecking order. Of course not. How do you compare a guy that has seven championships? But I just know that Matthew Stafford can beat him, and he has beat him. That's what I mean. But yeah, John Alteen says he's going to have all-time great numbers when he hangs it up with his cleats and win the ring. Maybe he ends up with a gold jacket. I think he will. If Matthew Stafford has the season like he had this year, forget about winning the Super Bowl. He's going to throw more touchdowns. He's going to throw more yards. He's going to be right now. He's 10th in the all-time passing yards. I think he is. I think somebody said that. He's going to go down. He already has the ring. He's going to be Hall of Fame material in a couple more years with stats like what we expect with McVay. And then let's say he wins another Super Bowl for sure. But even if he just gets to the playoffs like an Aaron Rodgers who hasn't won another Super Bowl, he's right there. So what, Hall of Fame quarterback against Hall of Fame quarterback? Even if you won 7 versus 1. Like I said, Kurt Warner went to a second one, went to a third one, and I'd be comfortable with Kurt Warner being my quarterback over Brady. Depends on the offense, but no respect to Tom Brady. I hate Tom Brady, so maybe that's it too. He stole 2 rings from us. Granger 12 says, Ramila, do you follow Dan, the Lakers fan, YouTube content creator? No, I don't know about him. I asked if he would be if you collab with you. Oh, I think you've told me that before. That's right. But he didn't answer me. He is a Ram fan too. I told you I was going to reach out to you. I'll try to remember, man. I'm old. I'll reach out to him and see. But Niner Sickness already said so. If he didn't even reach out to you, I can do it with a Niner Sickness. Niner Sickness is my Niner Carnal. John Alteen says, yeah, I agree. He can run with anybody on a given Sunday. The man has talent to run with any QB. Yeah, and that's all I'm saying. You can't compare Tom Brady to Matthew Stafford. But if they had to play a big game against each other, and Stafford was my quarterback like he is, I don't see why we couldn't beat him. John Alteen says, yeah, I agree. Hey, okay, there it is. Michael Kenji Izumi says, Kurt Warner is a different kind of dude that the match started, but they both won the Super Bowl with the Rams, and I can't complain about that. Yeah, I love Kurt Warner, but Kurt Warner drove me nuts with those pick sixes to Ty Law. I love, he's a great quarterback, but that pick six to Ty Law, no. And then the pick six against. I was rooting for Kurt Warner to beat the Steelers, and right before the half, that pick six to the big man, the Steelers running back are like, Warner, no, so. But then again, as great as Tom Brady is, he also lost to the great Eli Manning twice in the big game. So that in my mind pins him down a couple of levels in his goatness. But Tom Brady is 20 season is 22nd. So yeah, that's amazing longevity. Tom Brady, but also too, they don't play like they used to. They also he has to make the plays. He's made plays. He's awesome. He's in shape, but they also the referees protect Brady more than any other quarterback I've ever seen. That's one thing too that helps them in this game too. I mean, that's all I'm going to say on that. They do protect Brady. He's the face of the league, I guess. Nader Signer Podcast says, out of 3 games, Stafford beat Jimmy Garoppolo only once. Well, that's true, but it wasn't because of Jimmy Garoppolo. It was because of the running game. But Matthew Stafford beat Jimmy Garoppolo in the biggest game, so I'll take that. But also, too, I'm sure that you would take Stafford over Jimmy Garoppolo. Niner sickness too. You would take Stafford over Jimmy Garoppolo for sure. If you didn't have Trey Lance or whatever, you didn't want him to play. If you would have, if Kyle Shanahan would have got, like I said before, if Kyle Shanahan would have got Matthew Stafford, I would have lost sleep and been pissed off, and the Niners probably would have won the Super Bowl this year. That's all I can. That's all. I'll just throw the mic down on that one, because if the Niners had Matthew Stafford, they probably would have won the Super Bowl this year, and the Niners haven't won it with Jimmy. So there you go. And I would have been pissed that the Niners got Matthew Stafford and had sleepless nights. Granger 12 says hate is such a strong word. Yeah, I'm sorry, Granger 12, but I hate Tom Brady. Because well, let me just say this. You're right. Okay, so let's say it this way. I just don't like Tom Brady. I'll say it that way. I'm glad that we beat him. I'm glad that since the Super Bowl, and even in the Super Bowl, we punished him. Going into the fourth quarter, it was 3-3. If Goff could have put together a couple of drives, we win that. We beat him easily in that Super Bowl. If we would have had Matthew Stafford in that Super Bowl, we would have blew out Tom Brady. I'll just say that. So back to that Stafford thing about comparing Stafford. If we have Matthew Stafford in 2018, we whip Tom Brady's ass with that defense. I'll tell you that. Because look what Stafford did without a running game and without with just one receiver. But I'll tell you that. So I mean, it was 3-3 going into that Super Bowl. Tom Brady beat us 13-3, and then ever since we've been beating him and punishing him. So I'll just say that if we were talking about comparing them, let's just get off the topic. But if we had Matthew Stafford in 2018, we whipped them. If you would have told me, oh, well, they have 3 points in the fourth quarter and we have Matthew Stafford at quarterback, it would have got ugly. But that's my opinion. But yeah, so I dislike. I'll take it back, Granger 12. I don't like Tom Brady. Michael Kenji Zumi says, Eli Manning putting a double bird to Tom Brady. Yes, that's hilarious. I love that. That's why I love Eli Manning, because he did that to him. Ready to Go says Niners Sickness Podcast. True, but context matters. The one game he won mattered 100% more than the previous two combined. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He knows. He's just rubbing it in. Niners Sickness, Dan, the Laker fan, he's a young man too busy chasing the young ladies. And another thing that says a podcast says Peyton Manning is a better QB than Brady, in my opinion, and Dan Marino is better than Joe Montana. Oh, wow. Niners Sickness coming with the heat. So let's look at that. Peyton Manning. I always liked Peyton Manning. I thought he was a genius at reading defenses. Not that I wasn't a fan, but he was kind of mechanical. He was like a robot quarterback, but he was very effective and one of the better quarterbacks in the league ever. I prefer Dan Marino and John Elway over Peyton Manning. But because we lost so many times to Joe Montana and also beat Joe Montana, the Rams are the one team that beat Joe Montana more than any other team in the NFL. We also shut Joe Montana out when he was with the Kansas City Chiefs to hand him his only shutout of his career. We beat him 16-0 when he had the other Raider outcast running back the great Marcus Allen. We shut him out as a Kansas City Chiefs. He had him his only shutout of his career. The Rams did. But yeah, wow, you picking Dan Marino over Joe Montana. Wow. But yeah, I can see that because of the talent level. But Joe Montana was just so precise, But yeah, I mean, amazing. Oh, I've heard that before. I see. So Niner Sickness Podcast says, he says, hell no, Stafford is Jimmy Garoppolo with an arm. No, he's not. Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't hold Matthew Stafford's clipboard. I've heard a lot of Niner fans say that. No, he's not. Sorry. Jimmy Garoppolo is no Matthew Stafford. I don't see Jimmy Garoppolo throwing no-look passes in big games in the Super Bowl. I don't see him throwing big money bombs. And that's not just arm strength. That's also talent to beat Tom Brady in the playoffs. No, that narrative is wrong. That's your opinion. That's fine. I respect it. But no, Jimmy Garoppolo is no way, shape, or form Matthew Stafford in anything. The only thing that he is a quarterback like Matthew Stafford in name only. He was a starting quarterback, but no, not at all. Even Matthew Stafford at age 31 or whatever he is, Matthew Stafford at Jimmy Garoppolo's age, it's even worse comparison. But no. Jimmy Garoppolo is a game manager. He's won games with the Shanahan-led offense. Shanahan has babysitted him. Shanahan has hid his hindrances. Debo has saved Jimmy Garoppolo's ass many times. Jimmy Garoppolo is a walking mistake a lot of times, but he won. But he is no way, shape, or form to be compared to Matthew Stafford, especially with Matthew Stafford being a Super Bowl champion now. No way. Matthew Stafford's not a game manager. There's so many things. You can just go on and on. Matthew Stafford with the no-look passes, the fourth quarter comebacks over and over. No way. But I respect your opinion, but no way. I don't believe that at all. I've heard that people say that. As a lot of times they're Niner fans. No. Let's see. Ready to Go says, let's see. Sorry. John O.T. says, it's funny how Stafford is so paralyzing. The media loves the hot takes on him, but he just seems like sort of a regular guy, and I like that. No frills, no BS, just plays. Well, yeah, man. And Matthew Stafford has been one of the most ridiculed guys. Even look at Big Mouth Richard Sherman talking smack about Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford just gets up and does what he does. He doesn't care what he says, but this guy can, Tom Brady throws a pick, they don't care. Mahomes throws a pick, they don't care. Matthew Stafford throws a pick. See, he's the same guy as Detroit. Get out of here. Whatever. People always say stuff, but Matthew Stafford, in my opinion, is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's shown it. He's MVP. He's a Super Bowl champion, in his first year with the Rams. But yeah, I mean, even if I wasn't a Ram fan, I always loved Matthew Stafford, and I was so happy when we got him. Natter Signals podcast says, Familia, you need to get out of your feelings, bro. I can tell you getting your feelings a lot when it comes to your teams. No, I mean, of course I'm biased for my teams, but there's just no way you can compare. I don't see how, because football, you're very smart at football, but comparing Jimmy Garoppolo to Matthew Stafford after especially Stafford won the Super Bowl, and it was basically on his back as far as offensively, I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo took the 49ers on his back anywhere. I remember even the championship, the Super Bowl 2019 season, the defense carried him. He threw in two playoff games, he threw maybe a little less than 200 yards or 200 yards period. Kyle Shanahan was afraid to have him throw. So that's why I say I think it's kind of like you're just kind of being funny with us on that one, but or kind of jobbing us with that. But there's just no way. I don't see that at all. Ready to Go says, Niner Six podcast, bad comparison. Stafford has a very higher football IQ. There you go. I couldn't get it out. He has a higher football IQ than Jimmy Smiley Garoppolo, who half the time doesn't even look like he wants to play. He throws a pick and he's still smiling on the bench. John Olteen, embrace the feelings. Niner Six feels are the highest high and lows. Niner Sickness says what he wants to say. He's a cool dude. He has the right to his opinion, but I don't see it. Ready to go. Jimmy Garoppolo dates a porn star. Man, I love. That's what I told. I think I said that on yours. Jimmy Garoppolo. I like his taste in women's thick Latinas. uh, let's see. Narcissist John Otina. I never allow my feelings to get in my way, brother. Oh, Stafford turned 34. Wow. Yeah. But yeah, so Stafford at the age of Jimmy Garoppolo was a bad man. But yeah, he was a lot more mobile. Man, he was something else. Niners City Podcast. Joe Montana played with a better team than Dan Marino. Yeah, I love Dan Marino team too. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks that were non-Rams, as just like John Elway. Um, but yeah, man. But Joe Montana was just, who knows? Maybe imagine Dan Marino with in Bill Walsh's system. I don't know if he could have played that way, but two different guys. And but yeah, Dan Marino was awesome. You can't pick. There's no wrong there. Michael Kenji Izumi says, imagine Clayton Kershaw and Matt Stafford playing together. That'd be cool. They're two good buddies. Another Signature Podcast says, relax, bro. I meant Jimmy Garoppolo is Jared Goff with the arm. Okay, there you go. I can see that. Niner Signature Podcast. Okay, bro. Matthew Stafford is better than Jesus Christ Ramirez. Well, it's like that. It's like that Major League movie, one of my favorite baseball movies, where he says, "Are you telling me that Jesus Christ couldn't hit a curveball?" Yeah, I don't think Jesus Christ could play football. but yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think Matthew Stafford is the end all be all. But to pair him to Jimmy Garoppolo, the Niners couldn't even give him away. Nobody even offered to Kyle Shanahan anything. They're trying to get picks for him now, and nobody wants to do it yet. We'll see. But yeah. So ready to go. So Niner Six Podcast. Yeah, I can see the comparison. McVay had to hand hold Golf similar to Garoppolo. Yeah. And Michael Kenji Izumi says, if I'm a teacher grading football players, I'll give Jimmy G a C+. He's doing it just average to win game. Ready to go. Niner Six is ready to go, bro. I made a mistake with Golf of me for in his feeling. No, you have a right to your opinion, man. If you really think that, I'm kind of raising my eyebrow at that, but that's fine. That's your opinion. I'm not. You have a right to your opinion. Because you don't watch the Rams all the time. I do. I don't see the Niners all the time. You see Stafford through 49er colored glasses because you see how the Rams played against you guys in the first game and the second game. Because you guys have a good team, but you don't see what he does against other teams. So let's say the Rams swept you guys like we do the Seahawks, and Matthew Stafford was just dealing like he did the first half against the Niners in Week 18. You would probably see Stafford in a different way, but you guys have had great success against the Rams, period, and beat us in two games again. So you kind of see it. So I can see how that is, but no, I mean, I don't think anyone would name. It doesn't matter what people think, but I don't think anybody would compare those two. But I can see Golf more than Jimmy G. But then also Golf as a Pro Bowler, and led the Rams to the Super Bowl. And Jimmy G was there for the ride, thanks to Kyle Shanahan scheming him there. But yeah, in the 2018 season, Jared Goff was a MVP candidate before he went haywire. But yeah, so that's just funny. It does, everyone has a right to their opinion, but I don't see it. But it's okay. It's cool. Ready to go says a podcast says Niner Sickness podcast says, don't get me wrong, ready to go. I love Ramirez just in okay, you got that already. But yeah, so I don't see that, but that's okay. I mean, we all have a right to our opinion. Just like I don't think that Shanahan's a great head coach, but I know that he's a hell of a play caller and a hell of a play head offensive coordinator. but I don't think he's a very good head coach. I really don't. I think he's kind of like a Mike Martz or a Norv Turner. But he doesn't even have a winning record with the Niners, and I know it's because of injuries, but also it's because of that quarterback can't stay healthy, Jimmy Garoppolo. There's another reason why you can't compare the two, because Matthew Stafford stays, he gets hurt and stays, still goes out in the field, and Jimmy Garoppolo gets a hangnail and he's out. But now I'm just messing with you guys now, but I don't see it, but that's cool. Everyone has a right to their opinion. I mean, I don't agree with. I can see it, but I don't really agree with my brother Niner Sickness on the Dan Marino thing either, and Joe Montana. I think that Dan Marino is a more talented quarterback and more higher talent level, but Joe Montana was just that dude. He was a stone cold killer. And I hate saying that because he's a Niner quarterback, but it's okay. Everyone has a right to be in their own opinion. Ready to go. So Shanahan is stuck in his ways, his way on the highway. Yeah, the one thing I don't like about Shanahan is he never falls on the sword. He always blames other people. He doesn't say, you know what, I like McVay. McVay says, and they're two different guys. McVay will at least bullshit us and say, hey, I didn't have guys in the right position. I take full responsibility, blah, 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 blah. Shanahan, is the opposite. He doesn't like responsibility. He doesn't take it. You ask him a tough question. Grant Cohn asks him a tough question, and he gives him a look and doesn't want to call him again for more questions. But they're two different guys. But yeah, Shanahan is very great offensive coordinator, but I don't think he's a good leader of guys. I just don't. I think if McVay was the Niners head coach, they would have won already the Super Bowl. Especially you give Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Debo in that running game and offensive line, and he would have got Stafford. The Niners would have been Super Bowl champion. But anyway, that's all hearsay. Who knows? Niners Sigma says, I can guarantee you ready to go if the Niners would have won the Super Bowl, or our boy would not be in my podcast this late in his feelings, but I still love him. Remedies of well, I mean, yeah, if things played out differently, we wouldn't even be having that conversation. Because then Jimmy G would have shown us something. But like I said, it's okay. It's just an opinion. Who knows, but I really, maybe it's because I think so much of Matthew Stafford and I've seen the guy up close, and I watched him and what he's added to our offense. That's why. But it's fine. Everyone has a right to their opinion. McVay allows Stafford to give his opinion on what to run. Ready to go says that McVay allows Stafford to give his opinion on what to run. Hold on, guys. On what to run. Hold on. Sorry. I'm going to catch myself. Okay. Okay. So John Otis says, John Otis says that if McVay left, I don't think it's happening, but if it's been floated, yeah, I don't think it's happening either. Who do you pick as to succeed him? Stay in house with Morris or look elsewhere? I don't think it's going to happen either. He kind of squelched that thing also, but meaning McVay and Donald about retiring. But I was thinking that if, and I can see Les Snead and Kroenke do this, if let's say McVay wanted to leave, and let's say that he's probably not going to be, but let's say that Sean Payton was available. Boom. Sean Payton. I can see us hiring that guy. So, but I don't think he's going to leave like he said. Ready to go says, okay, so McVay allows Stafford to give his opinion on what to run. If not, I'm mistaken. McVay told Stafford and Kupp, you need to win this game, Super Bowl, and let them fly around and on the field. Obviously, we won. Just two different styles, but I just really love Sean McVay. I really think that he would do wonders for the Niners as far as just coaching. But he Kyle Shanahan's a great coach, but he's a better offensive coordinator, and I just think McVay is a better head coach than Kyle Shanahan. But that's my opinion. Like I said, apples and oranges. Niner Sickness Podcast says, Remida, I can say the same. You don't see Garoppolo the same. Well, yeah, it's true. That's why I say it's anyone's opinion. But the only thing about Jimmy Garoppolo, though, is McVay doesn't. This is what I'm just saying. Not saying that you're wrong, but this is how I look at it. That Shanahan has schemed, kind of like McVay had to do with golf, away from Garoppolo and with Stafford, he can go win you the game. That's what I'm saying. But you have the right to your opinion. So like he said, I don't see Garoppolo the same way the 49ers do. Although I don't like Jimmy Garoppolo myself. Yeah, I've seen you say stuff about it. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But back to John Olteen. Morris was on my crap list, but we won the Super Bowl, and I like what he was doing towards the end, so he got better. But during the season, he was on my crap list. Raheem Morris, our defensive coordinator. So if we do bring him back, at first I didn't want him back because I didn't like how they were moving Jalen Ramsey around too much. But with Von Miller, I like how he's been using them and stunting with him and Donald. Just like the first game against the Niners, he had just gotten off he'd only been with the Niners, the Rams, a few days. So had OBJ, and we didn't even get a chance to work them out and work them together. And so as the season went on, we got better. And but yeah, so I would love to bring him back now, but I'm surprised that he hasn't had a serious head coaching offer. Michael Kenji Izumi says, what do you think about the Vikings hiring Kevin O'Connell? It's a good hire. Just like Shanahan, anyone that has a cup of coffee with McVay, they hire him. The coaching tree is going to be crazy for these two. They always want to hire these guys because of the culture. Hold on one second. Got somebody I got to get rid of in here. Okay, so Michael Kenji Izumi says, I think McVay won't leave in the immediate future. No, I don't think so either. I think they kind of said that already. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, so they kind of already squashed that about retiring. But yeah, I can see him playing a few more seasons. John Olteen says Sean Payton seems destined for Jerry World nightmare. Yeah, but you know what? Jerry likes yes men. I don't see him. I can see it, but then I can't because Jerry likes yes men coaches, and I don't think Sean Payton would love how Jerry Jones likes to be off in the corner giving reporters his eye view of the games. I don't think that would go over well. He likes yes men coaches, so that's why McCarthy fits what he wants. But he says, I guess if anyone can fix Dallas, it might be him. Yeah, that's true, but I don't see Jerry doing that. Another thing, the podcast says, Ramia, do you watch every press conference that Kyle Shanahan makes? And Grant is a Niner hater, bro. No, I don't. But from what I see, and it's not just him. Vish Kumaran and Rob Cohen. They say stuff like that too, if I'm not mistaken. And so he doesn't like to be. Kyle Shanahan doesn't like to be called out, and he doesn't like to explain himself. He never, says that he's the reason why they didn't do this or that, or he didn't get his guys. And I just seen that myself, but I don't watch everyone. No, I personally know. Wild Man Samurai says, Rams need to make a few changes on the different offensive line. We should have been able to run the ball better, and we must protect Stafford at all costs. Yes, we will make some changes for sure. Whitworth is not there no more. He's going to retire. I haven't seen that officially, but I've heard about it. I was at work all day today, but he's been talking about that. It's a perfect ending. We will add some guys with beef to the offensive line depth, and so I can see that. That's why it's exciting for the next few years for us. Natter Signature Sean Payton is under contract. He is under contract. Oh, okay. So Natter Signature Podcast says Sean Payton is under contract for the next 3 years. So that means whoever wants to sign Sean Payton has to give compensation then probably to get and buy out his contract maybe. Michael Kenzie Izumi says Sean McVay coaching tree, Zach Taylor, Brandon Staley, Kevin O'Connell. Who else? That's a good question. Isn't is LaFleur that McVay coaching tree? Yes. Yes, that's what I thought. There you go. Ready to go says LaFleur is part of the tree. Yes. I thought so. Niner Sickness Podcast is familiar, is like mine, is bigger than yours. Junior high school with McVay being better than Shanahan. Now they both great coaches for their. No, they're both great. I said that they're both great coaches, but I prefer McVay over Shanahan, and I really believe that if the Niners had McVay as their head coach, they would have a winning record through his tenure, and they would have won the Super Bowl, and they probably would have had Matthew Stafford, and you guys probably would have drafted that stud tight end that the Atlanta Falcons got in Pitts, and you guys would be a monster. But we'll never know, and I'm glad that we'll never know, and I'm glad that we're sitting here with that. Yeah, so we'll never know, but that's my opinion, that I think that if you guys had McVay, because remember, Kyle Shanahan was going to be a Rams coach. The Rams were going to hire Kyle Shanahan, but I think he was with Atlanta, and they were in the playoffs or whatever, and they couldn't get a time, so they hired McVay. So go figure. Between the two buddies, one guy has had, except for the first couple of years, McVay had Shanahan's number because they were rebuilding. Shanahan was 6-0, and then McVay gets back at him and wins the biggest game in their careers against each other. The Rams were going to hire Shanahan because he is a known commodity, and because they couldn't get a interview with them, they didn't want to wait. They picked up Shanahan, and it was the best thing for us. So that's why I say that. There's a little more backstory to it. So things worked out perfectly for us. And Niner Sickness says that Hefe was on the phone with me. Yeah, my lady called me, and she didn't answer. She's pissed off now. Well, she'll get back to me, I guess. But yeah, that's amazing that yeah, man. I should have picked it up, but I'll make it up to her. Kyle Kinsey Zumi says McVay, Kyle Shanahan, and LaFleur belonged to Shanahan coaching tree before in Washington. Oh, okay, yeah. So they all were in Washington. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that coaching tree for both coaches is amazing. They're both geniuses in their own right. McVay is an amazing photo mental guy. How do you call it? Where he can remember a play from 2016 in the game. It's weird how he can do that. Niner Sickness Podcast is Kyle Shanahan's never put his players under the bus, bro, unless you hear something from a horse's mouth, and never take from anyone else's. Just my opinion. Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he never. Again, it's my opinion, and I've heard him a couple times where I've never heard him. Well, let me say it this way. Photographic memory. Thank you, John Olteen. I've never heard him say it was his fault. Like Shanahan, I mean, like McVay will say in different coaching styles, different guys will actually BS and say, I didn't have, especially with in the golf years, he'll take a fall on the sword to protect his quarterback. Um, but it doesn't really matter. They're both great coaches. I just prefer McVay's coaching style. But yeah, let's see. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's see. Ready to Go says, didn't Mike Shannon come from Walsh? I think all modern coaches derive from Walsh. And he says, LOL. Then he says, of course you prefer McVay. He's a Rams coach. No, not just that. I mean, coaches that aren't Rams, like I respect Sean Payton, Belichick, of course. Belichick. Um, I really loved Denny Green back in the day. Um, there's some coaches I like that aren't Rams, but it's just because I see him all the time, and but yeah, it's just different coaches. It doesn't really matter in the end. It is what it is. Um, Michael Kinsey Izumi says at Niner podcast, Washington passing up all of them for Jay Gruden, which in hindsight is a head scratcher. That's a good point. Graduate 12 says the wife called, honey, please bring some lettuce home. I'm actually hungry, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell her to bring me something. Nana Practice says, yes, ready to go. Walsh is the grandfather. Walsh was amazing coach, man. God bless Bill Walsh. God bless Bill Walsh because he was a great friends with Dick Vermeil. And there's a story that Dick Vermeil I love Dick Vermeil. He was always crying, very emotional guy. And when the Greatest Show on Turf Rams, the 1999 season, they beat the Niners after so many years losing to them. Isaac Bruce had like 4 touchdowns in the first half. And Bill Walsh saw them for himself, and he told Dick Vermeil, hey, Dick, whatever he said, you're going to win the Super Bowl this year, buddy. And he kind of shook his hand and looked him in the eye, and Bill Walsh almost broke down because he respects Bill Walsh so much. They were great friends. And that story Dick Vermeil told, he can see how great the Rams were becoming. And so great, those two are great coaches. The great Bill Walsh, may rest in peace. Niners Sickness Podcast says, 49ers interviewed McVay first. If the Niners would have hired him, he would have never been on your team. Just be glad they did not, and they went with Shanahan since you hate Shanahan as much. Well, you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes things happen for a reason, but I just don't like how he doesn't, in my opinion, like you said, it doesn't fall on the sword himself. But maybe he does. If you can tell me that he does, then I believe you. I just haven't seen it. But like I said, it doesn't matter. It's just different coaching style. But they are great coaches, both of them. John O'Teen says, anyway, you slice it. Guys like Shanahan and McVay are the future of the NFL. Thing that impresses me is most about McVay and Snead is the ability to make players comfortable and get everyone on the same page. Yeah, that's so great. Opinion point that you made right there, because the culture here is the reason why OBJ loves it. Von Miller, they've changed it. They when McVay got here, it was we, not me. You know, they had these shirts made up, and they have a big thing in the team room where it says "we, not me," and they've all bought into it, and that's what's important. Let's see. And now seeing this podcast says John Alteen agreed. Ready to go says John Alteen. It starts at the top. Seems like Kroenke is the opposite of Jerry Jones. Is that he's not a control freak. He's not a super control freak. He allows his guys to make moves they need to win. Yeah, Stan Kroenke is a hands-off owner. When they made the move for Stafford, um, uh, when they moved the move for Stafford, they gave Stan Kroenke a call, and McVay was telling him that's his guy, that's who he wants, and they got him. And so it's amazing having an owner like that. You know, who knows if it wouldn't have worked out, you know, they would have been on his shit list, but it did work out. And, you know, amazing that the way they work together. Niners Sickness Podcast says Kyle Shanahan is always taking responsibility. Okay, brother, I stand corrected. Then I just haven't seen that myself, but I take your word for it, brother. Okay. Los Fernilla says Darrell Henderson is a beast. I think he should start over Akers. Well, Henderson has a problem staying on the field. That's the only problem I have with them. And he's a little light he's a smaller back. And so, but he is very effective if he can stay on the field. That's his only issue. Yes, he gets hurt. But yes, when he's out there, he's very effective. But we need a little heavier offensive lineman to be able to do what we need to do on offense. But luckily, Matthew Stafford's able to pick us up. Niner Sickness Podcast is, see, you said, Bill Cheat, you and your friends. Well, you know, I have to say that because of the 2001 Super Bowl that they videotaped us and got away with it. But he's a great coach, you know, don't get me wrong. Let's see here. Well, Wildman Samurai says Rams will probably let go of Sony Michel power back option. Akers is definitely our starting running back. We had to kind of baby him this year because he didn't have a lot of reps, and but I really love Akers. He didn't show his explosiveness that he had before, but he was a big improvement over Sony Michel in that speed department. But our offensive line is what we need to work on. Ready to go says Akers is explosive, and Hairdo is a better and Hendo is a better blocking back. Yeah, Akers is much more explosive than Sony Michel. Henderson's got some speed too, but Akers isn't quite there yet with his explosiveness he had before the injury. And I think over the offseason with more working out, and he'll get back to that. Amazing recovery, though. But he did what he had to do when he got us into the house to help us get that chip. John O.T. says we could try to pick up someone on the cheap at running back. Yeah, we will. We'll revisit that in later streams. Yeah, running backs are a little easier to come by, especially when you're just looking for a certain piece, because we have our mainstream running back in Akers and Henderson to back him up. So yeah, we will find somebody. I love my boy Jake Don't Fake the Funk, a fullback who came back from injury as well. He's surprisingly quick and strong. We'll see what happens. Michael Kinsey Izumi says, I want to see more Tutu Atwell and next season, though. Yes, I do too. Hopefully he'll be ready to play. He didn't seem like he wanted to play this year or was ready. Niner Singer says, I have a lot of respect for McVay. Thank you, man. Me too, man. I just don't like Shanahan, but okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm in my feelings. I like Shanahan. I give him props on the run game. He's a hell of a play caller, and he is a heck of a coach. Because he has the Niners buying into it. his schemes and everything, and they all love him as players, so that's all you can go by. Um, but his run schemes and with that offensive line are very complicated, and he's second to none when it comes to those run schemes. He's one of the better coaches in the NFL. Um, uh, but Wild Samurai says, Wildman Samurai says, I think Atwell is a bust too light. I hope he's not, man. He had light. I mean, look, you have Woods, you have Cup, Van Jefferson, and Deshaun Jackson, and you couldn't um, get a play here or two and show something. I mean, it's kind of like my boy uh, uh, Kyle Kuzma with the Lakers. You have AD, you have LeBron, you have those guys, and you just have to be the third guy. Really, you can't make some plays here and there. Drives me nuts. But maybe he just doesn't have it, or maybe he learned his lesson, and will get a hunger in his belly, a fire in his belly. Los Fernandez says they still have the rookie Jake Funk. Yes, Jake, don't fake the funk. I love that guy. He's like a poor man's juice for the 49ers, the fullback. He's young and raw, but he's got good quickness and decent power. And unfortunately, he got hurt this year, and he's able to come back, but he didn't plan on any of our schemes because he was young and he was out for a long time. Niner Sickness Podcast, me and you would be doing great. Me and you would be great doing a Lakers show together. You and your feelings and me realistic. I'm both, man. What are you talking about? We make for a great show, brother. Yeah, that would be cool, man. And then Michael Kinsey Uzumi says the weakness for both Shanahan and McVay though is they overthink and overcomplicate things when it comes to offense. Yeah, they do that at times. Luckily for us, Kyle Shanahan did it this time in the big game because they had that 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1 or whatever. And if it's me, I'm using Debo to run the ball. But they do that, especially McVay in the Super Bowl. McVay in the Super Bowl was out coached by Belichick and I got to get rid of somebody. And it cost us, but no, it's fine. We got it back at least. Natter City's podcast says, I'm keeping it real, bro, not defending him. If Shannon would have been trashy, I would be the first one to admit it. I just like Jim Harbaugh. Oh, I love Jim Harbaugh. I think John Harbaugh was a better coach. Jim Harbaugh was so funny, man. He was a great coach for you guys. But I love the faces he would make on the side. He's like, he's so passionate, I love that guy. But yeah, man, the Niners have been so close, man. The Super Bowl where they came back like gangbusters, and they turned the Ravens turned the lights off, and that was laid for so many for so long, and then against the Chiefs, almost had it too. You guys have been so close, man. Natter Sigma says, Troll, bro, get him out. Yeah, I got him out of there. John O'Teen says McVay can be stubborn. Waited too long to let Stafford cook in the Super Bowl, but can't say anything about the ability to get guys prepared and playmaking. Yeah, the only problem I have with McVay, and it's just and it's just a pet peeve of mine is that he didn't before this. This is the main one, the championship game. The other 6 games, he didn't have us ready to play the 49ers offensively. and we lost 6 games in a row. And he doesn't stick with the run before this year, in the past years, but also some of this year enough. But he learned his lesson. But those are just minor things. Now that we actually got to the chip and got it. But great point. Not Signet Podcast says, Romina, love your passion. I know I'm busting your balls, but I keep saying feelings, but you are a very passionate man for your team, and I can respect that. Thank you, brother. No, I know, it's cool. But yeah, we both have our opinions, and there's certain guys that I don't like. Belichick, I can't even say it now. Belichick, I know what he did with McVay. If you guys don't know the story, and it's McVay's fault, it's gamemanship. So Belichick sees this young coach, and we're an explosive team. And Belichick is kind of like Michael Jordan. He tries to get whatever edge he can. So he beats Sean McVay. McVay texts him and talks football with him and gets his opinion on certain plays, and they go off each other, blah, 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 right? Well, Belichick has been around the block a few times. Oh, there's my big mama's home. And so anyway, he's befriending McVay, and they're good friends now, but he used gamemanship. He really respected Belichick. In the Super Bowl, he outcoached him. He got McVay to overthink things. And I thought that was our ace in the hole. I thought because we had a young quarterback that McVay knows how to read defenses, he was going to help Goff beat those defenses. He had the 15-second thing in the ear of Goff. Tell him to look for this, tell him to look for that, So gamesmanship, he used that against McVay, and it cost us. And so, oh yeah, Mama's home. Hold on. Oh, sorry, I didn't come off mute. So I'm okay, guys. I'm not in trouble. But yeah, so Belichick was a heck of a coach. The one guy that played great against Belichick defenses was Jim Everett, the Rams, one of my favorite Rams quarterbacks. He was 3-1 against Belichick, beat Belichick's LT defense on the road in New York in the 1989 championship game, beat the New York Giants with Belichick at defensive coordinator, throwing 11 passes and 5 of them went for touchdowns. He kind of owned Belichick. That's the only quarterback I've ever seen be able to beat Belichick's defenses regularly was Jim Everett. It's just one of those things where you can't stop a guy, or they have your number. That was Jim Everett with Belichick with the Giants as defensive coordinator. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Sorry, I'm a little behind in the chat. Let's see. Oh, you guys are talking about you. That's cool. Belky, yes. I miss Belky. Niner Sickness. Yeah, Niner Sickness is a cool brother. Here's a good one. So Niner Sickness says, when we lost to your Rams, it never bothered me. The better team won. If my team wanted it more, they would have won. I congratulated all the Ram fans that knew that I knew immediately. Yeah, that's why it's one thing about my brother, my Niner Carnal, Niner Sickness is he's a class act, man. Very passionate about his team, and he just keeps it real, and he says that they deserve to win. Um, uh, I'm mad, but I do say, hey, congratulations, you guys won. I'd be mad though, because we lost to the rival team, like my Lakers when they lose to the Celtics. The better team wins, but yeah, I'm not happy about it. But of course, you're not happy about it either. But that's very cool that you can do that. That you do that. I'd try to do that too. Congratulations. Props on the win. John Ortiz says, "Man, when Donald was crying, giving the post-game interview, I was basically crying, deep in the feelings bag." Yes, man, that was so amazing because you see how much he puts into his readiness to play, and just that's what I'm talking about. The guys taking their jerseys off and giving them to, they're all friends. If they lose, they're like whatever. He's the real deal, and it was amazing seeing that. OBJ too. He's been through so much, and he was crying. Debo was crying because he left it all on the NFC Championship game. You like to see that. That shows that they care. It hurt. They left it all out on the field. Ready to go. So Niner Sickness podcast. You're better than most because I get blocked by other Niner fans when I try to talk to them. Oh yeah, I see that sometimes on both sides. Yeah, yeah. Podcast. Niner Sickness podcast is not that dude. He's a good brother, and he just tells it how it is. He's a cool dude. Ready to go. John Olteen says, I was on the brink. LOL. It was such a great sight to see Donald get done, get it done the way he did it. Yeah, man. You know what? I was a bad sport. I have to admit. So my lady was recording me. You know how they do those TikToks where oh man, And at that time, OBJ went out. They had just got the face mask touchdown, and I gotta admit I was a bad sport. Because I saw her recording me a couple times. Like, what are you doing? And then she did it again. Don't do that. I was a bad sport. I didn't want her to post me mad. So I was a bad sport. I told her that I was sorry. I was a bad sport. But I was really upset because not just because we were losing, because I didn't. OBJ was not there. Nobody was stepping up. They were double teaming Cup. They had just got a face mask. Touchdown they didn't call, and so I have to admit I was a bad sport. So I almost lost. So yeah, I lost it for a while. I kept the hope and optimism, but I was really getting mad. I was like, come on, guys. Let's see. Oh, Granny Trump says, "Oh no, dogs barking, don't bite me." Yeah, Mama came home, so that's where they were barking. Granny 12, she said, "Ramila, you're still talking to people. Go to bed, honey. The parade's tomorrow." That's right. I didn't realize how late it is. And thank you for telling me about the mute thing. Is it still muted? It's not muted, right? My microphone that shows if it's muted and was blinking if it's off. But I think it's on. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I have it underneath the sleeve. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. Niner Sickness podcast says your feelings are muted. John Ortiz says, "Yeah, I just gotta appreciate these playoffs. More exciting plays I can remember." John Ortiz says, "Nah, you're good now. Thank you." But yeah, man, you guys, thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. It's cool to have a late night session, and thank you, Granger 12 for coming in and ready to go. My Niner Carnal, Niner Sickness Podcast, thank you for coming in. John Old Team, thank you for coming in, brother. Appreciate it. Michael Kenzie Azumi, thank you, man. Appreciate it for coming in. Wild Man Samurai, again, as always, thank you for coming in too. Appreciate it as always. Ready to go. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Getting all these bot people in here. I didn't realize I didn't take them out. Some of them. And Tin Corn, thank you. Tony Corn, thank you for coming in too, brother. Thank you. And Chris, oh, I didn't see you, Chris. Sorry, man. If I didn't mention you, thank you for coming in. He says, Imagine Cup was, yeah, I think I did mention you. Okay, good. Neil Gonzalez, thank you for coming in too. I appreciate it, man. Start the season. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate all you guys, man. Thank you, guys. Will Miller, thank you for coming in. GP Shadow, thank you for coming in, man. Appreciate it. Mike Hoffman, thank you for coming in. Los Fornia, thank you for coming in. My boy Willie Bowen, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it, man. David Bringham, thank you for coming in again too. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Chris Johnson, thank you, guys. Kurt Warner, thank you. The great Kurt Warner, thank you for coming in. But yeah, North Dallas 40, thank you for coming in too. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. SG Sports Talk channel, thank you for coming in, brother. I appreciate it. And Grandeur 12 says that's what happens when you're a celebrity, Remy. The price you pay. Thank you for saying that. It's funny. The good and bad, yeah. Ready to go says Ram's house. Whose house? Ram's house. Oh, what do you guys think before we go? What do you guys think about The Rock coming out? Finally, the Super Bowl has returned to Los Angeles. Finally, the Los Angeles Rams are Super Bowl champions. That was pretty cool. I love The Rock. The Rock is awesome. Yep, I love it. I love him too. Sometimes I find myself, because I used to watch him all the time. You know, The Rock says this. I kind of put that in my things too. I don't say The Rock, but I go, you know, I say it this way, or I say this. You know, The Rock says this. It doesn't matter what you think. It was quintessential LA. That's exactly how I would say this. That's why it was so special to me, because just the halftime show, The Rock, just winning the Super Bowl in Los Angeles, just amazing. You know, Granger 12 says, anytime fam, have a great day tomorrow. Sleep well, Remy. Everyone's in the chat. Everyone in the chat. That's cool, man. Thank you for saying that. Oh, you have a good one. My brother Niner Sickness podcast. I used to be very, very passionate. I used to have many tantrums when my team lost, but I grew up. No, not really. My wife just killed me. Just killed my ass. That's cool, man. I'm not as bad as I used to either. I get mad when somebody messes up, like the Koskis or the like in your case, Tart. You know, but they're trying. You know, but it sucks. You know, it's like my brother Johnny Hecker, Pro Bowl kicker, muffs an extra point that we almost could have needed. Instead of a 4-point lead, with time winding down, we only have a 3-point lead because of a muffed extra point. He couldn't handle it. What are you doing? But you know, it worked out. SG Sports Truck says, I wanted to congratulate your Rams on a great Super Bowl win, and the Bengals put up a great fight. Yes, they did, man. And thank you guys. And again, thank you guys for coming in, man. Thank you so much. Thoughts on OBJ. I love him. I think he'll be back. I think he's going to feel like he loves it in LA. He's going to sign probably a 1 or 2 cap friendly deal with incentives. I'm really hopeful. I'm looking forward to but yeah. Michael Kenzie Zumi says that Jaqueski Tart drop hurts a lot yeah, man. But that's the thing. The pressure of I don't blame him, because the pressure of the game is what gets you. Look at Ramsey dropped 2. One was here, one was here. It could have been interceptions, and it's just the pressure of the game. You have to make plays. It was like it was like the old Bill Buckner play with the old school Red Sox. Get the ball goes through his legs. Thoughts on Stafford? I love Stafford. Um, I'm glad he got the ring. Him and Whitworth. Thoughts on Whitworth? I love Whitworth. Glad he got the ring. Glad he can retire in peace. He's such a great humanitarian. Wonderful. Um, Niner City. I'm glad you guys. Niner City says podcast says Kenji how yeah hurts freaking tart and dumbass. But yeah, it happens, man. It's like when they got game winning home run in the World Series or something. SG Sports Talk Channel says, "Do you think Andrew Whitworth deserved to win the Walter Payton?" Yes, he did, man. Amazing. I didn't know all the stuff he did. I knew he was great like that, but yeah, amazing, amazing guy, amazing guy. But anyway, thank you guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta get with my lady and maybe get some rest for the parade tomorrow. I'll be posting some maybe a live and tomorrow from the parade in LA and and post a video for sure. I'll have some video. And God bless you guys for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find. I wanna go off with something here. Hold on. Hold on. Don't tell me I can't find it again.
First 380.
Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Ah, I was trying to find something to clip again to show you guys or to have you guys listen, but it's okay. It's late already. Hold on. Let me see if I found it. Oh, maybe I did. There we go. Hold on. Ready to go. Thank you, brother. Have a good night. Horns up, brother. Thank you. S3 Sport Truck Channel says I wanted to see um, Rick Armstead to win this. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, props to them all. Somebody has to win, but props to them all. I didn't know that he did a lot too. That's pretty cool. Awesome guys. Um, have a great time, Ramilia. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. S3 Sports Talk Channel says. Niner Sickness Podcast to all you Ram fans. Enjoy the parade tomorrow. It will be the last one in a very long time. LOL. That's funny. I like your LA Rams helmet balloon. Thank you, brother. I had to buy another one. They wouldn't fill up my old one. I don't know why they do that. Niners. No, cool. That's cool. You guys are talking against each other. Hold on one second. I'm glad you guys were to meet up on my channel, man. Like I said, my brother Niner Sickness is a cool brother. Hold on. Here we go. I just wanted to leave with this, and it's taking too dang long. Come on now. Is it here? Is it here? Thumbs down to Spectrum Wi-Fi, man. It's so bad. I've even been having problems with my streams. Uh, come on. Darn it. Aw, dang it, I thought I had it set up. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to put that song again.
Because it's time for a change.
Ah. Oh well. Okay, I'll probably find out after I'm off the air. But anyway, thank you guys again for coming in. I appreciate it. Niner this is Ramelia. If the Bengals would have won and the Rock would have said the same thing about the Bengals, you would have hated the Rock. No, the Rock's just out there because they told him to come out there. I love the Rock. Can you smell what the Rams are cooking? That was for you, Niner Sickness, brother. Johnny T says, good to meet you. Oh, man, congrats on the Super Bowl again. Feels great. Awesome, man. Awesome. SG Sports Talk Channel says, I like your LA Rams fan cave. It really looks nice. You have lots of different kinds of mirror. Thank you, brother. I didn't know what to do with the background. I have an Isaac Bruce jersey and a Jerome Bettis and Todd Gurley. Man, I really wanted to go out with this music and I can't find it. It sucks. But thank you guys for coming in though. This is awesome. I mean, maybe we'll do certain days where we can do later casts. Well, actually, you know what? Hold on. Because this is cool to hang out. Maybe not so late, but yeah, I'm not gonna find it. Okay, I'll have it heat up next time. But yeah, Jerome Bettis, the we called him in LA the battering ram. Jerome Bettis, the battering ram. We didn't call him the bus; he was the battering ram because at that time in LA they had the battering ram, the thing where they would smash in the drug dealers' doors, and the cops would go in there. And the Niner Sickness Podcast says, count your blessings that your kicker missed the extra point because it made you guys go for it. Otherwise, you probably would have settled for maybe. But anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys coming in, man. Thank you so much. I'll have another live stream soon. So, but again, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. And as we always say, may the Ramelia be with you. And Ramulators, mount up.